Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Wow. This is a long time in the making, but our very first episode with our probably the most popular people here in Windsor, Essex County. We got Mitch Deslippe, freaking famous realtor here in Windsor, Essex.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, love it. Voice for radio. And we got Joe Bondy, the world-renowned mortgage broker, also here in Windsor, Essex.
Hello, everyone. Cheers.
And my co-host and the best person that I know,
Well, now you're just lying.
Dylan Jaber, everyone. Say hi.
Happy to be here. This is pretty cool. First episode. Me and Chris.
Introduce your co-host.
Well, this is Christian Filipovsky.
I'm just a guy here.
We sat down, put a big list together of who we should have on that first episode, and what did we go through, like 25 names until we finally said.
How many people said no before we got that?
Yeah. They all said no, and we're like, well, I guess we got to ask these two. Joe's sitting in his office looking at us like, pick me.
Yeah, he begged for it.
I'm available on Thursday.
So we want to begin this podcast with you guys telling us your story and telling us, how'd you start in the industry or how'd you get to this? So I don't know who wants to start first, but
Let's go with Mitchie.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So I've been in real estate now coming up on 11 years. I started when I was 22, just out of university. So I started my real estate license when I was finishing my business degree at the University of Windsor. And I started right in real estate with my now business partner, Jason LaFramboise. I started as his assistant.
Great.
He's okay.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
So I started as his assistant basically for up to almost 2 years, where I basically shadowed him on every appointment, every listing, every showing, every offer presentation, learned, take notes, recordings, would listen to recordings of our appointments at the end of the day. Just trying to almost emulate, him in a way. And then as I started getting...
What happened?
Yeah. As I got a little more confident, a little more successful in the business, I was able to kind of put my own spin on the business, my own approach to it. And then in year 7, I went on and got my broker's license, kind of just to further my education in the industry and kind of be able to add more value to my clients. And Jason and I are now business partners, and here we are today. So loving it. 10 years, it flew by. I was telling Lyndon on the drive here, I started when I was 22. I'm 32, turning 33 shortly, and I feel like I just started. So
You look pretty good though for your age.
Yeah, just a little heavier.
Happens to all of us.
Shit,
Happens to all of us.
He's got a driver.
Yeah,
You got a driver.
I got a chauffeur now, which is
That's
great.
true.
Like Ryan
Yeah.
Serhant.
That's true.
You got a driver?
Yeah, he's
That's a big
also an
deal.
Amherstburg councilman. We appreciate Lyndon.
Who's also the executive producer.
Yes,
He is.
So
We got him behind the scenes.
how did you come up with the sign of experience?
So sign of experience here, actually, I did not start this. Jason came up with this concept, the sign of experience, before I started with him. He was kind of at the beginning of when people started making real estate teams. So everyone was individuals at the time. Jason had owned a Deerbrook office and he sold it to REMAX. Didn't want to manage offices anymore, brought me on. And then he kind of was playing with the idea of having a name, and he always kind of had it in the background, but didn't really push it further. And I said, why don't we kind of run with this? So we changed up the logo a bit and we started hammering home the sign of experience brand more. And now it's kind of, we're pushing it all the time, and we've really, starting to build a brand. We're still getting there with it, but we're becoming more recognizable as a sign of experience. So we're really trying to push that more to, I guess, separate ourselves from other real estate teams or other real estate brokers in the city, to kind of have a brand more behind us instead of being just realtors.
One thing you said there, because obviously I'm newer to the industry, you said back when everyone was just individuals before the whole team aspect. So is that somewhat of a newer thing where you have all these little teams within brokerages?
Real estate teams were like really not even a thing. If you go back 15 years ago, it was all individuals. So
Did not
everybody
know
worked
that.
as individuals. The idea of even having an assistant to help you out was not even a thing. And as technology progressed, you were able to leverage more. So the team concept, it really started to take off. Like I said, I didn't even see it really build till, say, 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And now you're able to leverage branding and team with the social media, with online and everything. The power of a group is much stronger than the individual. So you're seeing it's probably similar with the mortgage industry. Being part of a powerful brand is, your reach is so much more dominant.
You focus on just
as an
the
individual in
teams
any
now.
type of sales, any type of sales industry. And I look at mortgages, real estate, anything like that, you're all stronger together by far. I mean, you don't stand a
Strength in
chance, I don't
numbers.
think, as an individual. Yeah, strength in numbers. You can leverage each other's strengths and work off each other, and then co-brand together, right? Which just, strengthens that reach.
You maximize your marketing
100%.
because you have more people to contribute. Therefore, you have more buying power out there. So you can get it in front of more people.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you always need to be top of mind in this industry. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that and everything. I mean, that's why Philly wanted to do a podcast with me so we could expand, and my 6 friends can maybe watch this. And
Yeah, my mom and my girlfriend. Too bad my dog can't listen to it because I've been my third. But I feel like your brand, I see it everywhere, right? I mean,
we're trying. I mean,
yeah.
it's a lot of work to try and push that, right? So we're really trying to change our approach even recently, and not just look at ourselves as real estate brokers, but we're a marketing agency that sells real estate. That's kind of our new vibe that we're trying to go for. Is that, and I can see what you guys are doing. No one's doing it in the city like you guys right now with the marketing, and you're getting noticed. So people know that who the Super Mortgage team is, right? Through your branding, and you provide a service which is mortgages, right? And when you take the branding, the marketing, and the service you put together, it's unstoppable. So, I mean, you can just see it after a couple of years. You can see the payback from it. It's huge.
That's a big thing too. Marketing is humongous, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how well you market. You still got to be good at what you do.
100%. Yep.
They got to go hand in hand because one without the other is useless.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yep. And Windsor Essex County is so small. I'm sure you guys are learning that really quickly. It's so small. If your service isn't there and you're not providing quality service or quality product, at the end of the day, like you said, your marketing being good, but it's word of mouth. People are like, who did you use for your mortgage? Who did you use to buy your house with? When you're not in the room, you're not being spoken about in a high regard, you're not going to get business. I always try to be very cognizant of how am I being spoken about in a professional way when I'm not in the room. So how am I being represented when I'm not there? And you're going to get, the most honest feedback from people's friends and family. People love to talk about real estate.
Yeah.
They're sitting at the table, they're sitting at the bar having a drink, Christmas dinner, whatever. Oh, I bought a house. Great. Who'd you use for your mortgage? Were you happy with them? Who's your realtor? Were you happy with them? Yeah, my realtor, you know what? He wasn't that great. I wouldn't recommend him. Or my realtor was fantastic. My mortgage broker was fantastic. I definitely recommend you going with them. The stats and the statistics show that a recommendation from a personal friend or family is 80% more likely to lead to a conversion or a close than top of mind branding. So most of the time, like
the big trust factor.
Yeah, your branding, a lot of the marketing that you do is to attract your past clients that already know you. So take billboards, for example. You spend the money to go up on a billboard. Billboards do work, but who's noticing your billboards? It's not people that don't know you. It's people who have already dealt with you. You're reinforcing to your existing client base that you're their guy.
It also makes you bigger than you may be. Right?
Correct.
People see you up there. Oh, you're famous. And then their kids start talking about you.
Yep.
Oh, look. No.
So you're not getting really new business by like someone walking down or driving by and like, oh, look, you're on the billboard.
We track it. 85% of our business comes from past clients or past client referrals.
But the billboard makes you top of mind.
The billboard makes you top of mind, right? It's easy to slip out of memory with somebody you've dealt with unless you're constantly in their face reinforcing it, right? Touching base with your clients. You're
driving down the road and somebody says, oh, wow, there's Mitch and Jay.
Yep.
They were fantastic when I dealt with them.
Oh, yeah.
And then the person you're driving with goes, oh, really? They're fantastic. Oh, maybe next time I need a house, I'll give them a call.
And then if you're getting referred, then it's a warm lead, not a cold lead, right?
Yeah.
So, and then with social media, and Instagram, Facebook, all that, and I'm trying to do more of it. Being in front of camera is somebody that may be referred. You may have been referred to. If they're seeing you on social media before they meet you, they feel like they already know you, right? So now there's already that bit of a connection there before they've met you. So do a good job for the people that have chosen to work with you, and then do the marketing to reinforce it to the people that have worked with you or the people they may recommend you to. So yeah, it's fun, right? You're trying to provide a service and then build that brand at the same time. And now that the brand building part is fun.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying it. Yeah.
Fun fact too, he did my brother's. He was the Am I drawing a blank here? You were the agent for my brother. Like he represented my brother.
Yeah, I helped your brother.
And that whole
people.
Yeah. So when I talked to Chris about it, it's like, oh, how was Mitch? And he's like, oh, he was terrible. Go to someone else. And I'm like,
That's the other thing. That's the other thing. Get in with a group of friends too. Like when I was like coming out of university, it was like, especially first-time home buyers. If you have a close group of first-time home buyers, say there's 8 in a group that are all really close friends, and the first guy or girl to buy a house in that group, if you do a good job for them, it's likely that the friends are going to use you too. So, we all know the cliques and groups of people, Amherstburg, LaSalle, Windsor. We all know the groups of friends. If I ever got the opportunity to represent somebody I knew was in a new circle of friends that wasn't directly with me. I'm like, I got to nail this because I know that they have 8 other close friends that haven't done a job or bought a house or got a mortgage yet. I need to do a good job. Like, not that I don't do a good job for everybody, but I need to make this work. I need to wow this person. And then don't be afraid to ask for the referral. I mean, that changed big time for me. I took a sales course from Brian Buffini. That was like the biggest game changer for me. I noticed, and people always tell you, ask for referrals, right? You hear it. But until you actually implement it, when I actually started asking, full out asking, hey, whoever, I know you'll never buy a house from me, you suck, but when somebody actually,
It's coming soon.
if
So
I sell a
you
house
better
to
play your
somebody,
cards right.
You better be ready here, eh?
hey, do you mind if you're happy with my services? I make my living off people like you being satisfied with my service. Like I'm full of asking. I would love to make you look good. Please refer me to somebody that you know, friend or family, and I'll make you look good. I want you to, because now people are they're sticking their neck out on the line to refer you to somebody. You better make them look good, right?
Mhm.
Like they and people want to feel like they're a part of something. I noticed that too, that there's a huge human psychology behind it all, right? So if you refer me to somebody, they do a great job, you want them to say, yeah, thanks for the referral. Makes you feel good
Yep.
too, right? So
Yep.
it's just ask for the referral
Yeah, he did do a good job.
and
Thank
tell
you.
them you're going to make them look good for referring it. And when I started doing that in every deal, it was like the organic growth just blew up for me.
It's like a club, right?
Mhm.
So you're a part of the Mitch Deslippe club.
Yeah.
Mitch bought your house. He sold me a house. That's amazing. You know.
Yep.
It's really cool. That's really cool. That's awesome to hear. Oh,
And Joe, you got a pretty good story too. Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
we'll hear it another day.
yeah. Next,
Let's move
who's
on.
next?
How'd you get going? You started BMO?
I started at BMO. Yeah. So I was in the tool trade working right across the street from where our office is today. And then my wife, Julie, at the time was won a trip with BMO to go to Cuba as their best of the best referral source. So I met all these mortgage guys. And I used to think bankers were all uptight and no fun. And then here I am in Cuba and the vice presidents are there wearing bandanas and woo, doing shots and stuff. And I'm like, oh, bankers are all right, And then I asked them what they do. And then they kind of liked what they did and everything that they had and what they could do in the future and how their income potential was limitless. And I said, well, how do I get into this? And I talked to the area manager and he said, well, you have nothing about banking. So why would I hire you? And I said, well, I know about sales because I've been in sales my whole life. And mortgage is just another product that you have to learn to sell and do right by the client and get the referrals, et cetera. And he goes, yeah, well, if you're interested, go to Seneca College, take the underwriting course, at least know something about a mortgage before, I interview you and hire you on. And lo and behold, when the time came for me to write my exam at Seneca College, that weekend, the Friday night, their mortgage specialist at BMO quit.
Wow.
The manager calls me and says, are you still interested by chance? I said, funny story. I'm writing my exam tomorrow. He says,
The stars
perfect.
aligned.
Yeah.
Let's go play Point West on Tuesday. We'll call it your job interview. And then I'll recommend you for hire.
What'd you shoot?
Yeah, the most nerve-wracking game right
That?
there.
What'd you shoot? Okay, we don't gotta talk about it.
Yeah.
yeah. Clearly you botched the interview. But
We're
No.
going in a different direction.
I let the manager win. That's the way you
Smart.
do it.
oh yeah, that's
You
good.
just happen to let him win by 65.
Good approach.
yeah. So it was
So,
meant to be.
It was
so.
sales 101 right away.
Joe Bondy hitting 10 from the first tee.
Yeah, it was funny because then he recommended me and I had to talk to the vice presidents out of Toronto to get hired. And they said, well, why would we hire you? You don't know anything about banking. You just passed one course about mortgages. You have no connections, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, let me tell you something. I'm going into mortgages. You can either have me on your team or have me as your competition. You don't want me as your competition. And right then and there, he said, well, if that guy's that
That's a lie.
He
confident.
kicked him in the shin and walked out.
yeah.
So they hired
moly.
me and
That's awesome.
I had nothing to lose at that time.
No,
I felt
yeah.
like I was on a sinking ship going down. So.
But what-
Anyways, so they hired me, and then 4 years later, I was top 10 in the country for BMO. Then
Not a big deal.
RBC
Yeah.
came knocking, and then joined them. They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. And then if you're able to say you outgrew the largest bank in Canada, I couldn't hire any more people on my team. So they said, if you hire more people on your team and you get too big and you leave, it'll leave too big of a hole. I said, if you don't let me hire, I'm going to leave. So, lo and behold, I left, and here we are.
Wow.
25 strong on the super mortgage team. So
It's kind of crazy, the hole and the potential that they just left this
So.
because they
It
couldn't.
is kind of bizarre that
Like-
they had what a hole in their model
Yeah,
Mhm.
to allow that to happen.
That you're capped at that point, and
yeah. Like all the business and revenue that you generated for them, and just they could just let go after a certain cap. I mean, crazy, but our gain, to be
Exactly.
honest. So,
their losses are gain. But hey, that's just me. That's just me.
it's just,
oh, that's awesome. That's a
so, and now we have a fantastic team.
I was gonna say, so needless to say, you're happy with
How many agents
how
on the
everything
team now?
turned out.
25,
Wow.
Yeah.
And how many years now?
2.5.
2.5.
Yeah.
That's a lot of growth.
20.
25 agents. How many good ones?
Yeah, you don't have to say it now, but
Not us.
but tell us. Yeah, but tell
How
us.
many are in
Oh, you
this
guys
room?
are doing really, really good.
Oh, good jokes here. Oh, good.
He already told me before this that this is
Except-
probably my
except
last.
for-
one.
Very
Remember
proud of you.
Our left-handed coffee cups.
Yeah. So
Right.
in
Oh,
case
yeah, we gotta
for the-
have.
for the people listening in their cars,
We
probably
only got
bashing their
one-
heads on their steering wheel right now listening to this. But our super mortgage team cups, it's only on the left-handed side. Sign of
oh, so-
experience is on
yeah.
both sides.
That's
So if
called
I'm,
a branding flop. We call that.
yeah,
So at the sign of experience, we're a little more deep thinkers. We call it. And what we did was
Oh, don't say we.
we had
Oh, yeah,
It's Jay.
Jay had a really innovative idea. And when we put the cup on the table to design it, he said, why don't we put the logo on both sides of the cup,
Wow.
just in case we have a client that happens to not be right-handed, because they do exist in the world. Apparently there are left-handed people. And here we are. So you can see the sign of experience cup has this unique setup where there's a logo on both sides of the cup.
That's unique.
You know
yes.
what? I never noticed that. Maybe because I never got a cup.
Oh, that's
Oh.
right. Yeah. Well, you never bought a house from me, so we'll just move on from that.
Oh, you must not want my future business.
You know, we'll talk about it. I apologize.
Okay.
I
Well,
expect a whole set now.
Yeah.
Okay.
how did you two get connected? Like, how did you guys, get connected in this crazy world of business?
Joe and I. So, okay, that's fine. So when I first started in real estate, Joe Bondy was like the name you heard. And
Actually,
yeah.
you're not just saying that.
Nope.
He was the guy.
Oh, I don't care. I would say I have no problem.
Wow.
No,
look at that.
Joe's name was the name you heard the most by far. And then he had quite a bit of accolades at RBC, and Joe rightfully so marketed that too. Right. So people were aware.
What are you talking about? Like the trophy case that's in the
Oh,
No, I didn't notice that coming in. I didn't almost fucking walk into it.
The 18 trophy.
Yeah, it's set up in a way where you have to take two
You gotta go
steps to the,
patches a Houlihan on it.
you have
That's
to
an
take two
obstacle
steps to the
course.
left to get into the office. Never didn't see it. Such a modest guy. Love you, Joe.
Yeah.
Thanks.
No, and then just through the industry, right? I mean, I ended up getting a little bit bigger in real estate, and as I was growing, Joe and I started bumping into each other more. Did some deals together, and then at different events, right? So over time, you start talking to these people more, and then Joe and I became friends, and now here we are. That's been it's been good.
Thriving.
It's been great.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's
Mhm.
his perspective. Has it been great?
Yeah. What's it? Yeah, well, your side of it. Yeah.
Mitch, you may want to step out for this one.
Yeah, I'll just shut my mic off.
No, we're very like-minded individuals. We both like personal development and doing better, and we'll spend a night just having a cigar and chatting about oh, I took this course, I read this book, nerds, and
I love that stuff. I know.
so,
I don't. Do you read it all? I know you like to read, right?
audiobook.
Audiobooks, yeah, and that's
Yeah,
what I've been
let's
doing
be
too.
honest.
What do you consider reading? Like, if you finish an audiobook, do you consider that you read it? Like, if you were gonna
If I like
yeah.
it, I buy the actual book.
Re-
So I have.
so
Yeah.
read it after, or just have it on your shelf and be like, I listened to that book.
Like a trophy
Exactly.
case?
Like a trophy
Joe,
case.
wait, Joe likes trophy cases? Oh,
Joe actually gave me a couple years ago. Joe came to the office and he dropped me off a signed copy of the Sell It Like Sirhan.
Come on,
Yeah, he
the
came
first
last
one.
time.
That's a
Yeah.
really good book.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right
Did you
after
listen?
he gave it to me. I have that. I have
So-
that at my desk.
A signed copy. How'd you get a signed copy of that?
So I reached
cornered
out
him in an alley.
when he released it. I called up the president of Ryan Sirhan Enterprises. So
Yeah.
he's actually got a president in New York. And I said, yeah, I want to buy a copy for everyone on my team, but I need them signed by Ryan. He goes, okay, no problem. I can do that.
Wow. Oh my God.
Just
I love that book too.
just
What do you
reach
think?
out.
What do you think's a better book, The Sell It Like Sirhan, or do you think Frederick Eklund's book?
Oh,
Sells better.
I like to sell personally.
So I haven't read it yet, and
So
I've heard it's good.
I've read
Yeah.
it like 3 times, like legitimately read it, not audiobooked it. I've also had the audio book as well.
This book? What book
So
is this?
Frederick Eklund, another. So if you ever watched $1 Million Listing, the New York, Frederick Eklund is the Swedish guy, right? He's Swedish.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another huge real estate broker in the United States. Also wrote a competing kind of real estate
book that's kind of
He
same thing
wrote
like
his
Ryan's.
book first,
Yeah.
and then Ryan's came afterwards.
He was bigger
Oh.
before Ryan Serhant was. Like
Yeah.
Eklund was huge. Like even when $1 Million Listing New York started, which was the first of the real estate shows, and then you had $1 Million Listing LA and Miami all followed that. But Eklund was huge. He still is, but he was like the really big top broker at the time, and still
He's
still
enormous.
massive.
He's everywhere now.
He's
They're
expanded
they're in
globally, yeah.
Texas and Miami.
He actually left the show before it ended. He left the show a couple seasons prior. He's like, I just don't have the time for this anymore.
Yeah. So Ryan Serhant is like the modern day to this Frederick.
Yeah,
guy.
Ryan Serhant is really taken. I would say he has set the path for what real estate branding should be. I think. I mean, he's really
Came out with a whole nother book about branding and marketing.
his whole
too.
focus is like
Everyone.
he looks at it like that. Is he's a marketing company that specializes in selling real estate. So
Yeah.
thinking about themselves as a marketing company alongside at equal level too, because at the end of the day, selling.
Frederick markets, but he more caters to the individual buying.
Yep.
Right. And he's unique, and
Yep.
he's got his, his dance and his high kick, and then he started branding himself
Hey.
in the wines.
Yeah, he's a
kick?
really
What?
flamboyant, huge personality. Like enters the room, everybody knows he's there. Like really.
Oh, really?
You know
It's
who that
crazy.
reminds me of? Sorry, go ahead. Then I'll go. You go, then I go. He's gonna like when I.
You go.
No, go.
But it's kind of crazy that I've never heard of him. Like, because Ryan Serhant is so big in my eyes. He's like the biggest number one agent. But then this Frederick guy is.
How old is this?
Frederick is probably late 40s now.
Yeah, he's around there.
Serhant's got to be what, mid 30s?
Serhant's
High
late
30s?
30s. So they're about 10 years apart, those guys.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I guess that's why I connect more with Ryan, because a little bit younger, right? Where he posts so much too, right? But
He does.
his book was awesome. I really liked his book a lot. That's not my favorite book. Psychology of Money is a great one. I don't know if you guys listen to
I
that
have
one.
not read that book.
No, it's really it's kind of dry, but you guys might like it.
So
What I was gonna say, because I remember the conversation probably a month or two ago when you're talking about the personality. Andy Elliott.
Yeah. So I was at an event about 2 months ago in Miami. It was the Patrick Bet David Vault Conference, it's called. So it's like a 4-day business building networking event. I went to with another realtor, Brady Thrasher, from Amherstburg.
Great dude.
Yeah. And you're meeting entrepreneurs from, it's mostly for salespeople. It's entrepreneurs and salespeople, big focus on sales and growing and scaling teams, but you have people from all different industries. And again, I got to meet all these people, and there's a lot of influencers and different people. And so there's one guy I'm sitting next to, we're right close to the stage, and 2 days in, this guy's intense. He has a lot to say. He's got strong opinions. I'm afraid to look.
his tight pants.
Yeah, he's wearing his tight pants. So
Always.
everyone's in a suit. Like,
always.
so everyone's in a suit. They say recommended dress code, like business professional, right? So you don't have to wear a tie, but you can. I'm in a suit every day, but I pack different suit for every day. So I don't know who this guy is. He's in these pants that look like flood pants, like they're capris, and they look like they're 3 sizes too small, skin tight, left nothing to imagination, like Jesus. And he's
Confidence.
he's confident,
Love
dude.
it.
Confident
Yeah,
dude. And he's wearing, instead of a dress shirt, he's wearing a skin tight t-shirt, and he's wearing Louboutin dress shoes. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
This
right?
guy's branding 101.
I don't know who
right
this
here.
guy is, and people are coming up there like, you're sitting next to Andy Elliott. I said, I'm afraid of this guy. I have no
I'm Mitch Deslippe.
I don't know who Andy Elliott is. Like, I don't know who this guy is. So I look him up. He's huge. He's a big sales training coach who his whole approach is really intense, right? Like, it's like
he
an in your
punches
face.
you in the mouth.
Yeah, it's like give your
What?
head a shake, put your head in the,
But
tank shaker. Yeah.
mentally. Oh, good.
Yeah, he's super intense. And every time he got up and talked, he talks with like such conviction, and he stares you in the eye, and you're like very militant. And so spending the weekend with this guy was pretty cool, intense. And then at the end, anybody who was in this group we were in got to exchange numbers. So I got his number in my phone. I'm at Joe's house having a cigar, and I'm like, yeah, I met this Andy Elliott guy. He's like, no, you did. I said, yeah, I did. Let me text you. Let's take a picture. So
I follow him.
So I take a
The guy's
picture with
awesome.
Joe, and I send it to Andy. I go, Andy, it's Mitch. We met at the conference. But he texts me right away. He texts back, what's going on, man? Like,
Within like 3 minutes
Yeah.
of him sending the picture of the two of us.
Okay, so
That's so
crazy.
cool.
to add
That's
on
really
a
cool.
funny story, so ever since our conversation, it was
Yep.
I was going in the gym, you were coming out, and you were telling me that. So I followed him
You go to the gym?
once every couple months. And
What
Yeah,
gym?
you caught me the only
Yeah.
time I've ever gone to the gym.
what gym? Oh, what's it called?
What's it called?
that gym. So I follow all of his stuff. He posted something the other day, and he's selling a shirt now that says, "You either have a 6-pack or you're fired."
Yep. Because that was one
And
of the
he's-
famous. If you're gonna work for him, you have to have a 6-pack.
Yes, you have to have a 6-pack.
What? Oh man,
You
I'm
have to have a
fired.
6-pack or
I'm
you're
gone.
fired. And then underneath it said, "Oh, what's it say?" It's like it says, "You call it, or I call it standards. How about we raise yours?"
Yep.
Something like
Oh,
that.
he's intense.
Wow.
So he posted a video on that. No bullshit. He posted a video on that was last night, and
Wow.
it said in the caption something about DM if you agree, something like that. So I DM'd him.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is incredible. Whether it's actually him or not, it could be someone that works for him. Whatever, I'll pretend it's him.
Yep.
DM me back. I've been talking to him all day.
It's the automatic
What-
reply.
No, it's not because you can tell it's personal.
got the
Oh,
AI.
yeah, it's the AI.
Okay,
It's
listen
not-
here.
Did he say, Dylan, I love your keg?
Yeah.
Because you ain't got no 6-pack?
Yeah. Yeah.
No, listen. You guys don't need to know about me and Andy's conversation. But
Intense
he
dude.
was excellent. It was what industry are you in? I told him, and just it was the way he said things. So just me saying the mortgage industry, yeah, the market's a little bit
It might be him.
slow, and then he fires back saying, "Well, why do you think it's slow?" It's almost he's almost challenging you to
Everything's a
prove it,
challenge.
and then it makes you think. Like even the way he would say things, it makes you think. You know what? It's
You know who
it's
it's
challenging
slow
because
for?
you think.
It's slow for the guy who sits there and waits for his phone to ring.
Bingo.
And that's what Andy will tell you, right? He'll say, so pick up your damn phone, call everybody in your,
Yep.
and he'll say it just like that, maybe with even more profanity.
Mhm.
DM everybody, get in touch with everybody, get it front faced, you know.
Actually,
If you're going to sit there and wait for your phone to ring, it's never going to ring.
actually,
and-
Joe told me a good story about you. Sorry, Joe, to cut you off
Yeah.
there. But he was
I
telling
guess
me.
we're done with Andy.
No, yeah.
Like,
Sorry.
let's call up Andy, see if he knows me from the DMs.
Yeah, Andy. Yeah, we'll put him on speakerphone here.
Yeah, hey, Andy. That's
Oh, you
That'd
know,
be
bunch of
funny.
idiots.
You should do that.
Text him with a picture of me and say, Dylan Jaber just messaged you on Instagram today. See if he knows what you're talking about.
Yeah, well, maybe after the podcast we'll do that.
yeah. But yeah, the one story Joe always told me about you and why like I cold call or I DM random people. I don't DM random people, but people I haven't talked to in forever is because Jason, your boss, right? He had like a jar of coins.
Yep.
And he said like every time you make a call, you move the jar over, right? And then he said like don't lie because you're cheating yourself, but you have to
That's
move.
right.
I don't know, however many per
Yeah.
week or however many. You tell the story.
So I
You
worked
know the
at-
story better.
Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
Obviously, I messed it up.
yeah.
Yeah, so I worked at
You got a
before,
jar of coins, throw it against the wall, see what happens.
before I was in real estate.
If it's
I worked at Point West for 7 years. I was the bartender at Point West golf course.
Oh boy.
Yeah, and then I worked there a long time. I got to know a lot of the members. So after I left, I asked a member that I was close with if they could get their hands on the member roster for me. So you're not supposed to distribute that, but the member roster had everybody's name, their phone number, and their email. Right? Probably shouldn't be saying this out loud, but anyway.
What's
Right?
that
We'll
list? Can
cut
you
it.
send it to
Yeah.
us?
We'll cut it.
Yeah.
We're
We'll
not
cut that part.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not cutting
This segment's gonna be cut.
Yeah. So I got so anyway, I had that list. And all these people, most of them know me, so it's a warm calling. And yeah, Jay puts 2 Crown Royal glasses on my desk with 4 quarters in it. My first week, I'm like,
Not
what?
Crown Royal, just
Yeah.
quarters.
Yeah, you know the branded Crown Royal glasses, right?
Yeah.
And I go, what's this? He goes, each one of those quarters represents a phone call. I'm like, okay. I think it was 4 quarters. He goes, 4 is reasonable. He goes, every time you make a call, throw out the die. It doesn't matter, but I want you to call somebody on that list and let them know, hey, it's Mitch Deslippe. You probably remember me from this. Just want to let you know I'm in real estate now. You know, if there's anything I can do to help you out, if you're working with another agent already, that's fine. You know, if maybe there's an opportunity there for me to maybe be your agent, or maybe somebody you know that, you know, is looking, you know, for a realtor, I'd love that opportunity. That's all I'm asking for is a chance. And he goes, I want you to do that 4 times a day. So, you know, every call represented a quarter. I put it in the next jar, and he'd walk by and he'd say, oh, you only made 1 call today, or you haven't made any of your calls today. Oh, you got your calls done early today. But he's like, you know, don't lie to me. Don't lie to yourself. Just each. And it's 4. 4 is reasonable. If you're going to put 40, you're not going to do it.
No.
You know,
four
4 calls.
4 calls throughout the whole entire day.
That's 28 calls a week.
Yeah, and I made
Multiplied by 52.
hundreds of calls over the course.
And if you
You make
get
make
one deal
4,
from 100 calls,
Oh, I
you got
did
one
too.
deal a
Oh, it
week.
worked.
Yeah.
And you know what? I think I was probably a little lucky early on because like day 4, somebody worked with me. Like, and I was like,
Oh,
yeah, you're so nervous. I'm so nervous. You know, you're just starting out and you're like, you feel weird about cold. It's just, even though, and Jay would say, these people know you, like and they understand you're a young guy trying to get in and you're doing this because you want to prove yourself. And you'd be surprised when it's not cold calling, but warm calling. There's people do want to help out other people in a way. And if they want to give you a chance, if they know that you're sincere about it.
Well, and
Yeah.
if you're asking for the business,
Yep.
you can't assume everybody knows you need the business or you want the business.
Yep.
So if you're calling asking for the business, people will more than likely
Absolutely.
help you out, right?
yeah.
So when you're doing this and you're just starting out, how nervous are you, or how nerve-wracking is those first 4 calls that you do, or
man.
the first week of doing it?
So nervous. So nervous.
And how long does it take you
Mhm.
for all the new people
Yeah.
who want to figure this out? Like, how long does it take you to get accustomed to it and just pick up the phone?
You know what?
and,
You probably don't ever really 100% get comfortable with it.
I was gonna say,
To
like,
be
if
hon-
you
if you're
just
being
picked up
honest-
the phone right now, you would still be.
You're not robotic, but you just know what to do, so you can do it confidently. But you're probably no one's 100% probably cold calling, but you still got to do it. But eventually, it gets a lot easier. You get more comfortable with it. You understand, you know, how to make the call in a way that you're coming across as you're truly trying to ask for the business. And you want to provide value, and that's what it comes down to.
So Joe messed up that story big time. He said there was a huge jar filled with quarters, pennies, yeah, dimes, whatever.
Throw your dollar and get a nickel back.
Yeah. So basically, well, because of you, that's why I do my. It's not warm calling; it's cold calling, which it's like it's a whole nother. Oh my god, it's
tough.
It's awful. Like
I can confirm that because he sits in the boardroom when he's cold calling. He's got a picture of your face.
Yeah.
What would Mitch do?
Have you guys tried though? Like, so at your stage in the career, I'm sure at some point you've tried this, but wrote down your sphere of influence, we call it. So it's incredible how many people you know and you don't realize it. Start going through everything. So there's actually a checklist that I had, but it was like, okay, start with every sports team you've gone on. So everybody that was on your team, you also know their parents. So that branches out.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And then everybody at the barbershop that you know, we'll start writing down your sphere of influence. Go through your friends, aunts and uncles that you've met.
Wow.
So like, it's incredible how many people you know and you don't realize it. And it just goes nuts. Everyone in this room could probably write down, I'm not kidding, 400 names and not even realize it. That, like, within a day, you could have 400 names on a page, and there's money sitting in that. There's
those
deals
are all
in
warm leads.
They're warm.
because
They
you
all know who you
them,
are. Absolutely.
right? They may not know what you do,
really
So
good
I
idea.
went
but
through
you
that. I
call
went
them
through
and
that
tell
whole
them
thing.
what you do.
Yeah, that's
Start right from when you're a kid too. So like, okay, everybody you went to grade school with, write their names down.
My first grade teacher.
Yeah.
Just all you're doing is just writing names. That's it. Right? You don't even have to just let your mind go. Don't even, you know what I mean? That's what I would do. I'm like, okay, that soccer team I was on, that football team I never played well at.
But then
I was
do you
never good at
think-
any sports. But
Is it too far fetched? Like sometimes, like you're thinking, oh, okay, my great friend, second cousin.
I looked at it this
I don't
way.
know. Like
It doesn't matter if they have met you once. It's still a better chance of converting it than a complete cold call. That's the way I look at it. And if I'm going to make a call, I want it the person I've just sat in the same room with.
Pull
at
out
some
your
point.
phone and look at your
Facebook.
contacts
Yeah.
list.
Oh,
Just your
contacts,
contacts list.
Yeah.
How many numbers do you have in there? You coach hockey.
I know I got like 1,200 numbers easily.
Oh, man.
Like,
Oh wow.
1,200 people,
There's deals in there.
of which
Yeah.
probably 90 to 95% of them have a mortgage or own a house,
Call them all.
right?
call them all.
$11.99.
Except for
Don't
the
call me.
15-year-olds that you coach.
I'm going to Mitch.
Yeah, the
But
yeah,
guess what?
I do have their numbers. So
In 10
okay,
years
so
from now, they're going to need a house. They're going to need a mortgage.
yeah, but it's
Start
like
giving out your cards to the kids that you coach.
I did that last year. It's so funny. They were like,
Step
"What am
up,
I
kid.
doing with this?"
Well,
you don't want a
Mom and
house?
Dad.
Yeah,
Are
bring
you
it to
12?
mom
You're
and
not old
dad.
enough?
Wait, 15? No, you can't buy a house. Oh, okay, never mind. But yeah,
You want hang time.
You want to play first line center, huh? How about you start looking for houses?
Yeah.
I know a guy, Mitch.
You step up and buy a house, kid.
yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, well, that's good. I really haven't thought of like warm leads like that. So
You know
that's
what it
really-
is? Any of these businesses, and what we do, guys, to get business is not complicated, and it's so easy to try and complicate it. It's not complicated. It's just doing it.
Yeah.
It's just like most things. It's like, I want to lose weight. Well, did you eat well and go to the gym? Like, we all know what to do. I haven't figured it out yet, but
yeah.
in theory, I know what to do, right? It's just like anything. It's like sales. If you have the confidence, you practice, you do it more, and you do the things like there's access to information on how to learn how to do these things. You talk to people and you just got to implement it. Find something that works for you too.
Yeah.
The only way you're going to do it consistently is if it works for you as well. But
Put on a pair of Pete Liardi 67 Richmond pants and
yeah,
get out there.
I think that's where Andy Elliott gets his pants.
He might.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Handies aren't tight enough.
Yeah, they're not tight enough.
That was top 5 funniest moments in my life when we golfed with
Who was it? It was me, you.
and Justin.
Yeah, it was Justin for
Three
my
of us,
team,
Justin Bell,
and you
yeah.
too, right?
Yeah.
Someone was out about a month ago. We're at Point West
month and a half ago,
golfing.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a fun day.
we were on what the fifth green. No, the 5th green is when we kind of started talking about Pete.
Yeah.
67 Richmond, incredible
And
clothing.
buying the jackets and how he
The
sells
sales
his sales
pitch.
technique.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's how it started. We said,
amazing.
you know what, anybody who's
The best
ever-
salesman ever you're
Yeah.
going to meet is Pete Liardi.
Pete, if you're hearing this,
67
yeah. So if
Richmond.
anybody's ever
So
shopped
shout
at
out to
67
Pete.
Richmond, yeah, he's one of
And
the best
your
salesmen.
clothing is
If you
next
leave
level.
that
Got the
store
best
not
clothing.
thinking that you were the hottest guy in the world, you didn't talk to Pete.
Yeah.
Because the second you put something on, oh,
Yeah, I went to the
James.
Tecumseh branch and I felt like shit.
James, look at you.
No, I'll
Look
walk
at
in
you.
there. I'll walk in there in August, and he'll smack my love handle. Say, "You had a good summer, didn't you, Mitch?"
He told me
Yeah,
treat
you didn't
you
miss
well, eh?
Yeah, yeah.
As he taps you on the
That's
side.
what he
Even
did to
you,
me.
yeah, Mitch,
You didn't miss a meal.
Yeah, you haven't missed a meal. Yeah,
you know what's awesome? He's like, so you're about 36 now?
Yeah, he'll make you feel like shit, and then say, "You know what? I'll know how to make you feel better. You're gonna buy this." Yeah, he's got to figure it
Yeah,
out.
skinny jeans.
Yeah, yeah. You know
I'm like,
what? Yeah,
Pete,
The last
potatoes on toothpicks. Don't wear skinny jeans.
I remember the first time he started, like, forever. Like when I was in high school, university, like it was all baggy shit, and now it's all like more tailored and more. The first time he tried to put me in a pair of skinny jeans, I said, "Pete, I'm not going out in public looking like this." He goes, "Mitch, you look like $1 million." I said, "I look like a sausage
$1
case."
million bucks.
A sausage case.
Like, Pete, I can't wait. Mitch, what are you talking about? You look amazing.
Last time I was in there,
And you know what he does? He throws the pants at you. He says, go in there, put on these damn pants, change your attitude, and get
Smarten
back
up.
out of here.
Smarten up. You don't know. I know what's good for you.
last time I was in there, he was helping. It was before high school started, so he had a bunch of Villanova kids in there getting their uniforms,
Yep.
whatever. And I was in there looking at jackets, I needed to spend some money there. And he's over there mid conversation with one of the moms, and he's watching me look at jackets. And I know something's coming. It's just a matter of
He's
time.
sizing you up
Just a
already.
matter
Yeah.
of time. He saw me. He's scoping me out. He goes, "Hey, Jabes." I look at him. He goes, "When you're done looking around and you want me to tell you what you're going to buy, let me know."
Oh, yeah.
I said, "All right, Pete."
Funny story. One time I walked in there, this was a couple years ago. He had this crazy, like he has those display mannequins.
Mhm.
He had this crazy looking shirt. It was the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life. It was all paisley and multicolored.
But you look good in it.
But
I
you
look-
thought
it looks like
I
a-
probably love that
It was a tie-dye shirt meets a paisley shirt. And I go, "Pete, like,
Oh, you're in Joe's closet. Okay.
yeah, it looked like something Joe would wear." I said, "There is no
I'm pretty subtle.
way you're going to sell that. You must have got that shirt free from one of the reps." He goes, "No, I bought a good looking shirt. What are you talking about?" I said, "That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen." I said, "You know what, Pete? I'll make you a bet right now. I'll make you a bet." I go, "If you sell that shirt in the next week, I'll come in and I'll buy 3 more shirts. So if you can prove to me that you sold that shirt, I'll come back. I'll buy 3 more shirts."
Calls Joe Bondy.
He sold it that day, didn't
I
he?
go, "If you don't sell it," I said, I'll buy 2 shirts. I get the 3rd one free." He goes, "You're on." He goes,
That's
"You
a
don't think
great
I know
deal.
my clients? You don't think I know my customer base? You think I would have bought that shirt and I didn't have a buyer for him? Fuck, I've already screwed up."
Yeah.
No,
You're way,
no,
Yeah.
in way
Yeah,
too deep.
yeah.
He sold it that day, didn't he?
He sold that day. He sold that day. So I'm out 2 hours. He sends a picture. I'm not going to say who the customer was. I know who he is. Holding the receipt and the shirt. I said, "I'll be back in an hour." I bought 3 more shirts. Or 3 more shirts.
He could sell an igloo to a. Oh, I can't say
So-
that.
He's like, "You don't think I would have brought
You-
that shirt into my
You
inventory?"
know
if
the
anything?"
jacket that we both have, right?
Yeah.
That
The winter jacket,
black
beautiful
winter
jacket.
So he puts it on, not the right color, not the right size for me, but I love the jacket. You know, I need the bigger size,
Yep.
whatever. He's like, "Sorry, sold out. I don't have it at my other location. They're sold out, whatever." I'm like, "I need that jacket. I have to have it. It's awesome. It's exactly what I'm looking for." And he's like, "Can't get it. Sorry." I'm like, "Pete, let's go to the till." So I hand him my credit card. I said, "How much is that jacket?" I paid for it. I said, "Now you're obligated to find it for me."
And he did.
And
The
a
next
true Pete fashion, somewhere in Nova Scotia had one in the right size. And
And then what happens the next week? I walk in there and I'm looking for a jacket. He goes, "Oh, I got the jacket for you." He goes, "Come here." He goes, he loves to name drop.
Yeah.
He goes, I sold this jacket, this exact jacket. I sold this to Joe Bondy and Zane Handysides last week.
That's
Hand
it.
to God. I said, well, if Joe Bondy and Zane, I gotta have the jacket too.
Lyndon died over there.
And that goes back to the circle of influence.
Yeah, I said, well, if they got it, I gotta have the jacket. I gotta be in the cool
I
jacket squad.
love him.
So now all three of us have the same jacket.
But it's
And we look
it's probably
phenomenal
the
according to
best.
Pete.
As long as we're not in the same room together, we.
Yeah.
I gotta
Pete
I
says
gotta
I
read
look
this.
great. I don't know how to dress.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't dress myself. I have no sense of fashion. So he says I
You
look
got to
good.
go to 67 Richmond Street in Amherstburg to get the Pete experience.
I know. I got it, but it's like 45 minutes away.
People
from me.
don't
It's
even say they're going to
comfy.
6 Richmond. They're going to Pete's.
Worth
Going to
it?
Pete's, yeah.
Okay, I'll
It's
do
not
it.
even 67. That's the
Pete's.
name of the store, but it's Pete's.
It's
You're
Pete's.
going to Pete's.
You're going
The
pizza.
moment you know you're hooked is when he starts sizing you up, looking at you,
Okay.
pulls off the glasses, tucks them in the mouth a little bit,
Tells you they don't.
and starts giving you that little wave with the glasses. Goes, I got the jacket.
And then he'll tell me, he'll say,
He
"Hey,
As
throws
he's
it on you,
walking
touches your
towards
shoulders.
you to shake your hand, grab something off the rack, and you got to try this on.
This guy sounds
good
like
to
a
see you, too.
magician.
Oh,
This
yeah.
guy doesn't
He is.
sound like
He
a
is.
salesman.
Oh, I'll go in there. He
Yes.
goes, "Mitch, you're making it difficult for me. They don't make pear-shaped Bugatti shirts, but I'll work my magic." He goes, "I got a good tailor." Yeah, nothing in there. I got little penguin arms and I got huge love handles. Right. So when I go, I can't go in there without. They don't make stuff standard for my build. Right. I'm short.
Oh, shocker.
Yeah, yeah.
You're an anomaly.
Yeah, I go in there. They got everything needs to get tailored. I got to charge extra 30% for everything I buy too. I can't walk out to the store with anything there. Yeah.
Because you're not paying enough for the shirt. You got to pay the
Oh
extra
no, they
10
got to
bucks
add
for the
material here,
tailor.
take material away there, shorten. I got one arm longer than the other. I'm all fucked up. But either way, he makes me look good.
He is one of a kind.
Yeah.
It's magic.
Oh, I love that.
Shout out to
guy.
Pete. Everyone goes
Yeah.
see 67 Richmond.
67 Richmond.
I got to go now. Like, I bought my suit jacket from Tecumseh, but
I
I,
think
got to
my
go
next
see Pete.
outfit's going to be a 67 Richmond outfit. Have to.
Do you guys get everything there? Like pants,
Yeah, I get everything there.
shirts, I mean, underwear.
It's right in
too,
Amherstburg.
Because-
You
He
can.
sells the Saks
No,
underwear.
No,
Yeah,
the
the
Saks.
Saks.
I get my
Yeah,
socks.
Joe told me.
I get everything there.
You know
Undershirts.
what we need? Some game
Oh, you
worn
know what?
underwear. You think Pete signed
Pete,
him?
I probably single-handedly put Colin through university with the money I spent there. Yeah. Good job, Colin.
Good job, Colin. Keep going. Yeah, don't stop.
I don't even want to
I'm
know my
pretty
running
sure I
total is
bought a
there.
couple of those $500 hockey sticks. That is
Yeah.
his son Eric used to play with. So
Yeah, but now Eric's a Windsor police officer, so
Oh, who's this?
if you get pulled over,
so
Off
now
to
it's
Liardi.
Liardi is a nightstick.
Liardi.
probably top 10 nicest guys you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
And he's
I mean, he takes after Pete. I mean, what do you
cool.
expect?
That's sweet.
He's ridiculously strong too.
So-
You ever get in like a shoving match for that guy?
You ever
Like-
seen him play hockey?
Yeah, he's
a horse.
freaky strong.
Nicest guy in the world. too.
Yeah. Yeah, he is.
I'm surprised he doesn't have a suit on underneath his clothes with Pete.
Yeah. It'd be tough being Pete's son. That's a hard thing to live up to. Yeah, Pete like goes to Canadian Tire dressed like he looks amazing. Guy looks like Barack Obama.
I've seen him dressed down before, and it was shocking. It was wild.
I've never seen him dressed down. That guy wears a three-piece suit to go
The only
fishing.
thing I've ever seen Pete not dressed well was that one time during COVID.
Yeah, he wore no shirt.
When he wore no shirt
Yeah.
and he just had his
Yeah, because it was saying
gift
they were
box or
shutting
something.
down business.
yeah.
They were shutting down businesses that were non-essential. So he took a picture with no shirt saying, "Is not his clothing not essential?"
Yeah.
Amazing salesman, eh?
Oh my
absolutely.
God,
He's
that's
brilliant.
so good.
You know, he
No,
was thinking
Jack
about that
Vicker
one.
suits are not essential, but he's got the Canadian government convinced.
They came up the next
Yeah,
day. And
yeah,
said,
he's
you know
like, you know
what?
what?
67 back in
Yeah,
business.
back in business.
Pete said, "Thank you."
Yeah.
Actually, that's a good transition for my next or our next little topic here. So we're going back to business here. So the transition from COVID to today's market. What are you guys saying to, I mean, first time home buyers for you as well, Joe? What are you guys saying to, like, I mean, to relax them with these, you know, the unpredictable rates and I mean the home prices too, right?
Well, I mean, their monthly obligation is still the same, right? When interest rates were low, housing prices were high. Payments still the same.
Mhm.
Now that interest rates are high, housing prices have come down, payments still the same.
Cheap money, cheap real estate. You can't have both. It's one or
Right.
the other, right?
Exactly. So, I mean, the best thing is to get into the market.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you guys know we put out the mortgage mingle now, so people who can't really afford to get into the market can maybe partner up with a friend, a family member, and actually buy a piece of real estate and get into the market, that's the best thing and the best investment you could ever get into.
Sweet.
Absolutely.
November 30th, first Super Mortgage Mingle. DM me, text me, 5199.
Is that what it is?
1546. Yep.
It's November 30th.
They sent
an email out on that?
Day. So it's all over social
We sent it to
media.
you. You sent it to your junk.
So,
Yeah, I'll double check. I'll send some people over.
so
That's a great thing you guys are doing. That's cool.
It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's awesome. But yeah, that's a good little tidbit to tell, first time home buyers. Just get into the market, get into it, and you're in the game, right?
Absolutely.
You're in the
I
game.
mean,
I think right now is a
even
better
if you
time than
buy a
ever.
duplex, you can each have your own space, right? You get with a friend. They live on one side, they live on the other. You can buy a duplex with as little as 5% down.
Yeah.
As long as it's owner occupied.
Yeah.
Right. So 2.5%, you're buying a house. Come on.
And then I know, but if you want to explain too, what happens if that one half wants to sell their duplex or sell out of the partnership?
Well, we have legal agreements put in place, a partnership agreement put in place up front, where if somebody wants out, either they have to have the other partner agree to bring in a new, say, mingler, we'll call it, or, it's a shotgun clause. The other partner has the right to buy them out, or they have to sell the property at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, even if you had to sell the property, you had paid down the equity, you got property appreciation, you've got tax-free dollars for selling your principal residence. So it's a great, great investment for any young person, anybody who's recently gone through divorce, any elderly people. Like there's a place in
Anybody maybe getting kicked out of their parents' house soon, right? These are all people that could really benefit.
There you go.
And I don't know why you're looking at me.
Yeah.
Because if you knew my mother and my father, they would let me stay till I was 87.
They love you very much.
And I love them even more.
Yeah. You should be charging your rent, but that's another discussion.
You just want me to go to you to buy a house.
We got to start somewhere.
You know what? He'll buy a house off you if you tuck him in at night, like mom does.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can work something out.
Okay. I'm in.
Like his mom does.
And you might have to do
Don't act
a
like-
load of laundry a week.
Yep.
That's it.
Don't
not
act
bad.
like G doesn't tuck you in.
It's not a
He
bad
does,
deal.
yeah, I'm high maintenance.
No shit.
Couldn't tell. Well,
She takes good care of me.
What are you wearing, a Lulu sweater?
Yeah, I have no
Come
idea.
on,
I
dress
can't, like I
down.
said, I can't dress myself. I have no idea what I'm wearing. Put this on, okay.
You should have called up Pete. Pete, I'm going on a podcast tonight. What should I wear?
what should I wear?
You know what, Mitch? Come in. I got the perfect suit for you.
You'll sound really good in this suit.
You know what? Pete should sponsor you guys on the next podcast.
Honestly,
should.
you
Should
know how
put you guys in some nice clothing.
I'll
I
wear.
got-
I'll wear.
We're all wearing
I got his
scarves.
blazer.
I got so much clothes from Pete, and that you can't get enough.
Pete. I'm trying, buddy. I was just starting out right now, so
I want to go in there at the same time as you. So we go in together, but not at the same time, and stand on the side and watch you walk in and just be a
experience.
bystander and see him coming and just, he's got him.
It's worse than a casino. Yeah, you go in there to buy a T-shirt and you walk out and you're broke, but you look like
Yeah,
a
but
million
at least
bucks.
you have something
Yeah.
to show.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
He actually showed me, last thing on Pete, when I was in there, he showed me this new suit. I had never seen it before, but it was
Stretchy, no shoulders. Yeah, I know. It's on me too.
it fit like a Lululemon.
Yeah, I
It
know.
felt like a Lulu tight, and I said,
He
"Pete."
told me he'd never put this on anybody else. I was the first one.
That's what he told me too.
He did the whole like he looked both ways. He went. He goes, "You got a minute?"
He took me in the back.
He's like, "Look, I got something in here." The truck's just leaving. He beep, beep. I'm like, "Pete, that's you beeping." He's like, "No, they just dropped this off. I've not shown this to anybody else. I promise. This is just you. You're the only guy." He's like, This is the only one I have in stock too. So, come here, I'm bringing it back.
And it's just your size magically.
He's like, "It's so." I'm like, "Pete, but isn't there a box of them?" No, it's completely different. That's different stuff. Completely different.
Is this
You gotta
guy
have-
like an old guy? Like this guy is just he's
No, he's not old. No,
No.
looks like $1 million.
He looks like he's 20.
Yeah.
Stud.
oh my god, I'm so confused. I'm so like, my imagination.
He put that thing on me. It felt like a glove too.
That's what he told you it felt like.
And he
You're
goes,
like, "You're right. It sounds like that." He tells you how to feel.
I said, Pete, I already got 2 suit jackets today. He goes, no. I just want you to see what you're buying next year.
Yeah.
Because next year we're gonna have a whole bunch, and
Yeah.
there's one with your name on it. I'm like,
He's like, "You're gonna be
You'll
You're
be
right.
the first one to have this. You're gonna be the trendsetter.
He's like, I don't even show.
Pete,
this stuff.
Pete,
I don't even. These aren't even for sale. I'm not even. You know what? Forget it. Take it off. Unless you want it. Do you want it?
I have to have it now.
I didn't even put a
It's
price on
limited
this.
edition.
Oh man.
there's only one in stock. We haven't sold one yet, but I'll tell you what.
I'm like,
Joe-
but that
Joe
guy over
Bondy
there,
just-
that guy's
Joe
wearing
Bondy
one.
just bought one.
but Joe that doesn't count. Joe Bondy. I sold Joe Bondy 2.
Okay, let's move on from Pete. Pete's taking.
Oh, I love Pete. 6-7 Richmond sponsorship. That'd be a dream.
That'd be crazy.
Just one shirt. I'll wear one shirt on the podcast.
I'll
I'll
wear-
bring Mitch and Joe back on just to have them wear the tight pants. Get the tight pants going.
give me socks. I'll wear those same socks every day. I don't
Pair
care.
of Saks underwear.
Yeah, I'm having problems with my
I'll wear them
underwear
over my
ripping.
pants.
What?
If he sponsors with a couple pairs of Saks underwear, I'll wear them over these pants.
I won't wear.
Next podcast.
I won't wear pants. There you go, Pete.
Oh,
I won't
Jesus.
wear pants.
Well, then his sponsorship's going to go to nil because we're going to be closed and
Canceled.
weeks,
Yeah,
yeah.
canceled.
our podcast done.
Well, I think we're on to the time that everyone's been waiting for.
Oh, boy.
What's
I mean,
that?
Oh, I have no idea.
Ooh.
What are we talking football?
Well, I mean, no. We got some basketball fans here. I mean, they're all sitting on this one couch, and it's the biggest debate here in the office for the Super Mortgage team. I don't know.
Is this an inter-office debate?
I have no idea what he's talking about. I'm
Oh, yeah,
curious
it's
to
been
find
going
out.
on for 6 months.
Yeah, it's really just these two just battling it out. But
Are you talking like Lakers, Celtics? Who's got more championship? Oh no,
I don't know. Jordan versus LeBron. Here we go. Who's gonna open it up?
Jordan Clarkson. Oh,
Yeah.
Michael.
Jordan.
I-
Not ringing any bells.
no,
Oh no.
No.
I'm gonna look at Joe's shoes. Oh wait.
What is the question?
Who is the greatest of all time?
Who's the greatest?
Oh, the
Oh.
goat. The goat.
Oh, a basketball.
Oh,
Basketball player.
well, yeah. We're not
Local
talking.
guy?
We're not talking athleticism.
We're
because,
not
I mean,
talking
LeBron
Tom
clearly.
Brady.
We're not.
right?
Oh,
So-
We're just talking greatest.
Yeah, but Tom played way
all
too long.
Who's
basketball
who's
player.
Longevity is not
So
supposed to
between
help you.
LeBron James and Michael Jordan, who's the greatest basketball player of all time? That's not a debate. I didn't even think that was a debate.
That's not a debate.
All joking aside, I didn't even know that was a common. Is that a common thing? That's a common debate. Michael Jordan's the
Here, why don't
Jordan's the
why
greatest basketball player of all time. But that's
Okay,
that's not even a.
we got a Jordan lover here, or Jordan
Well,
lovers.
No, there's two.
and
There's two of them.
we got a LeBron lover here, right? So I've seen The Last Dance one time. It was great.
It's one more than me. I know. Bad basketball.
That's-
fan. I know. I'll watch
That's
it.
really,
You gotta
really.
watch that.
I
you-
know I
It
do.
actually
I
is
know.
incredible.
I know.
Yeah,
I do.
it's
I'm not a
incredible.
huge
So
TV
good.
guy. When I
You-
watch TV, it's usually with.
Watch it. Honestly, watch it. It's incredible.
Okay.
It really is. They did such a great job of that.
So Dylan's in this year telling me, LeBron.
Oh, I've never once said anything about LeBron.
Oh, never.
That doesn't sound like me at all.
Joe's in my
All
other
right,
year.
we're gonna all agree that Jordan was the best of his era.
Mhm.
Kobe was the best of his era.
Mhm.
LeBron is the best of his
no
era.
question.
Also, preface that
But
Agreed with that.
for me, at this stage in my life, I'm getting up there in age.
Oh my god.
That
Oh my god.
MJ, LBJ, they're 1-2. I don't care anymore. It's all fun banter. You're never gonna get an answer from it. They're
Well,
1-2.
you will get an answer. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. What are you talking
I
about?
mean,
I didn't, like I said, I didn't realize this was like that avid of a debate. Like it's Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player of all time. Like
hold on.
Anyways,
LeBron James, a good basketball player.
Is Michael Jordan the best player of all time? Yep. Little Joey saying yep.
He's got a bobblehead in case people are listening in the car.
So like,
well,
okay,
sometimes
okay.
sometimes
when
he needs people to agree
these,
with him.
These debates take many different shapes and forms. Some people approach it different ways. You can
Like pear shaped.
You can like pear shape. You can approach this completely from statistics, and then it comes down to we've seen these debates. So if you're going to take the full statistic approach, then people say, okay, what statistics matter the most, right? There's a lot of
The
Not
interpretation.
new
scoring
fake
because-
ones that they made up recently, or
Okay, listen. What doesn't matter is like,
Do championship wins matter?
well, that's a team.
I mean,
accolade.
being a winner.
Does it matter?
Being
Is
a
that a
winner
team
matters
accolade?
at the end of the day.
It is. I'm asking. Does it matter?
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
As much as
Okay,
it's
so
a
let's
team
start.
accolade,
So you've acknowledged that matters. Who's won more?
1,000,000%.
Well, just who wins
Michael
more?
Jordan.
Okay, so
Okay, so
Okay.
that means Bill Russell's the greatest of all time.
maybe. Now we have to figure out, once you go through all the statistics, then you have to put a weighted average on each one that we've talked about.
Okay.
That's how statistics work.
Does physically scoring the basketball in the hoop matter?
Absolutely, it does.
So when I say that nobody in the history of the sport of basketball has scored the ball in that little basket more than LeBron Ramon James, does that matter?
It does matter. Now let's put context around it
Okay, go ahead.
versus how many games played.
So now
Who
we're
has more?
oh
LeBron's
LeBron's
played-
in
LeBron
LeBron's
has
in year 21.
longevity.
21, yeah.
LeBron is actually second in the history for the most basketball games played professionally.
Who's first?
What's
Kareem?
it? Nope.
Kareem?
Nope.
No, somebody from
No.
like
Oh, somebody in the like a plumber
Yeah.
from the olden days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Michael Jordan has played more basketball
LeBron
than,
has played more
or
than
sorry,
Michael, yeah.
LeBron has played a lot more basketball than Michael Jordan.
But
So-
that goes with the longevity, the continued
I mean, if you're gonna
greatness
say-
is
balls in the basket. You can also say more.
So I would
more
say-
turnovers because
so
he's played so.
I
long.
would say
So that's
if you're going to look at games played, and people love to say that are in the LeBron court, that longevity is for that reason makes him the best. I would say
it is,
that is the exact thing that works against LeBron James.
and that's the most
No,
ridiculous
because
thing I've
remember you
ever
said
heard.
statistics matter. So now if we're going to take the amount of time someone's played and you extrapolate that at a percentage basis, and you were to apply those same metrics to the amount of time that Michael Jordan played, and you actually put a percentage on it. So they call it, there's actually a statistic called the efficiency statistic. So they take all of their main stats, scorings, MVPs. There's like a whole algorithm for it. Championships, they put it all in there.
Player
And then,
efficiency rating,
and then they put that against how many games they played. Michael Jordan's ahead.
here's the
So if Michael Jordan
problem,
would have
though.
kept playing based on their equal statistics, Mike for the same amount of games played, Michael Jordan,
Okay,
based on
so then-
statistics,
but
would have outplayed
Because
him.
he's more
In-
efficient.
He scored.
But
LeBron has scored more baskets. Not
Michael was a better scorer, statistically more points.
but
per
LeBron
game,
played like
yes.
30% more, 40%
So
more.
here's
Yeah.
my debate to that. You can take, in theory, don't get the stats out yet.
I actually want to talk about the games played.
Okay, in
Yeah.
I can
wanna
tell
know.
you.
So let's just so to
LeBron's
put
games played
so
is-
put a count set. So total regular season game played from Michael Jordan was 1,072. LeBron, oh yeah, I had all my research ready to go.
I got
LeBron
mine,
is
but I don't need it yet.
14-21. So I mean he's like 40% more games played. Total playoff games played. Michael Jordan played 179 playoff games.
Yeah, LeBron leads.
LeBron was 282. So LeBron James has played 452 professional NBA games more
Hey,
than Michael Jordan.
And why does that
Listen,
work against him? Because it takes
LeBron
a special
James
talent
has
to do it.
scored more points in a Game 7 finals than Michael Jordan.
Well, because Michael Jordan's never been in a game 7. He didn't need to get
Wow,
there.
Wow, there it is.
That's so weird. He just
That's
Good for
crazy.
him for not
efficiency.
going to
We're talking about
That's
efficiency
efficiency.
again.
not going to
That's
game
efficiency.
sevens against guys that can't even play basketball. But, well, actually,
So-
Funny you mentioned that because LeBron has had 15 All-Stars that he's paired up with.
Correct.
Michael Jordan has had one All-Star that he's been paired up with
Scottie
his
Pippen,
whole
right?
career. Scottie Pippen,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Rodman
You don't think Rodman's a
What's that?
all-star?
was Rodman ever an all-star?
He's got
No.
So,
Not when they
Not-
won a championship.
not when
He
they
wasn't-
won a
no.
championship.
Oh, so just the Hall of Fame. Okay.
so he's
So
he's a
LeBron
All-Star.
in his
Okay,
20
that
years.
also is irrelevant
And he
because
was an
Michael played for
All-Star
one
as a
team.
Piston.
Yeah, but here's listen. No, you can't say that because people try to use that argument. Oh, look at all the All Stars LeBron's played with. That doesn't matter. You got to go year by year because Michael only played with the Bulls, so he
Well,
was
so he's
playing.
got loyalty.
So he was playing. Yeah, loyalty. LeBron's been the guy
Not
married.
loyal. You're right.
The
goes
guy
to-
married his high school sweetheart. Michael's been.
We're talking sports
Whoa,
here.
whoa, whoa.
Yeah, we're talking sports.
best of
Yeah,
all
that's true,
time.
that's
yeah,
true,
keep
yeah.
it to the
Okay,
sports.
anyways, let me finish
Come
my
on.
point. Michael has played with one team, which is an awesome accomplishment.
Taking him from zero to hero.
That was Scotty and Phil, but I'll get to that. So he plays with one team. Obviously, if you have the exact same team year after year, you're only going to have a certain number of All-Stars. LeBron playing with a guy like Wade and Bosch has 2 All-Stars. So now when he changes teams and goes to Cleveland and plays with Kyrie, Kevin Love, he still only has 2 All-Stars, but you guys are counting that as if he has 4 to Michael's 1, 2, whatever it is. So him switching teams matters. And that also comes into my point where Michael winning the 2 3-peats are incredible. But 6 championships on one team versus
Okay.
well 4, but 3 winning a championship with 3 completely different franchises is absurd.
Then let's take the team aspect out of it. Then let's bring it down to the individual.
Okay.
Then so MVPs, league MVPs, MJ 5, LeBron 4.
Do you think LeBron could have more than 4?
Do I think he could get to more than 4?
No.
Well, maybe
Do
if
you
he's
think he's
played,
deserved
you know.
more than 4? Because at this
What
point,
he
I
it's,
am
deserves
not-
is irrelevant.
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant.
It's
Do I
what he
think
won.
that MJ deserves more than 6 or 5? 5. Finals MVP.
How
Michael
about-
Jordan 6, LeBron 4.
How about
obviously
scoring
6
titles?
for 6 and 4 for
How
4.
about scoring titles?
Scoring titles. Michael
To
Jordan
1.
3, LeBron 0.
No, scoring titles.
Skills titles. That'd be great. Actually, you know what? The
Send
best
the
one
one.
is this is an individual one. So in his 20 years of playing, LeBron James has only led the league in scoring one time.
One time.
Michael Jordan has led the league in
10.
scoring 10 times.
Yeah.
Scoring title.
But I mean, these are individuals, right? So we're taking
But-
the team
but-
aspect away from it.
How many
Let's look
times
at
has
the
Michael led
game.
the league in assists?
Let's look at the game. There's two sides of the
Zero.
game. There's defense and there's offense.
So
Michael
defense,
Jordan crushes
9-5.
it.
9-6.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to cut
Well,
it.
All defense selection.
Yep.
All
You're right,
defense selection, perfect. But who won Defensive Player of the Year? Michael Jordan twice.
Really?
LeBron, in asterisks, maybe should have had it
Okay.
instead of Sam.
No,
Gasol.
I'll talk. Mark this all.
Whatever his name is.
I'll
not
talk
even
to Philly on
memorable.
this.
But you
So
guys are
here's-
missing one thing though. Sorry, back to the longevity thing. So Michael has accomplished all these things in such a shorter period of time, and then he stopped playing. So if he would have kept playing, he would have been able to add to these numbers. Like LeBron has played so much time,
and if you
being
could
able
play,
to add,
if he could play in this soft league that there is today,
oh, and it's not
Same
nearly as
take,
physical.
5 steps.
Yeah, but that's also irrelevant
and you
because if you're
can't-
telling me
It's not irrelevant.
a 6'9", 260 guy couldn't play against plumbers, the guys MJ played
But he
against?
didn't though.
But if he did, the game is so much more skilled nowadays.
It's
Would
more
MJ
connected.
still be
Pretty sure
great? 1,000,000%.
if LeBron comes into the paint and Bill Lambier's sitting there,
Yeah.
he gets hammered.
Yeah.
End of story.
So when LeBron plays the Bulls, who's guarding him?
when LeBron plays the ball,
Dennis Rodman?
Rodman.
6'5". Rodman's going to stop 6'9",
No, he's
260.
going to come at him with a fucking elbow. That's what they did back then. And the refs didn't call foul.
They called foul. You were just allowed.
Yeah. It was
You
a
know-
completely different game. It was so physical back then.
Because MJ was a great individual guy. What was his record before Pippen got to town? Do you know?
He didn't win
Which
any.
record?
Well, no, in the
Which-
playoffs. What
which-
was his playoff record? Oh, I'll help you out.
Is it-
1-9. 1-9. No, he played
What?
10 playoff games
You
without
mean games
Scotty.
played?
He played 10 playoff games without Scottie Pippen and was 1-9.
That's fine.
Scotty came to town. Oh wow, Bulls start winning. But you'll say, hey, that would work inversely, Philly. You're right. When Jordan retired to go play baseball, the Bulls went from 56 wins. He left to play baseball.
How many championships?
That next year,
They didn't win any championships though when he was gone.
that next year, they won 55 games, made the Western Conference Finals in 2000. What did it?
But they didn't win.
They didn't win.
They didn't win.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
now.
what?
Hey,
Oh,
come
they
on.
made the-
What
they
side
made
are you
the
selling me
finals.
on?
So they were first, second, or third loser.
Okay,
Which-
here's-
So when Michael Jordan left, they started losing. When he came back, they started winning. Guys, see, LeBron's the best.
They
It's
won
like,
3
wait,
more
what?
times. in a row.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah. You're convincing me the other
dig
way.
yourself a
Here's
hole.
the problem. No, here's the
He's like, you
problem.
see what I did there?
Here's the problem with the world is that I actually have a serious question for you too. LeBron has been to the finals 10 times, so he's obviously 4-6. Because I know
So
a
he's
lot of
lost more than he's
just
won.
shut it
So
for
he's
a
a fucking
goddamn
loser.
second.
Okay.
No, okay, go ahead. Finish your thought.
If
60% loser.
he never made those other 6 finals and was 4-0 in the finals, would he be closer to MJ than 4-6?
MJ would still be the GOAT.
That's not what I said. I said, would he be closer? If LeBron was 4-0 in the finals,
Likely, yeah.
and
But-
do you understand how absurd that is? That is
Listen,
my problem
But it
with
doesn't
MJ.
mean that it doesn't mean that he's surpassing.
There is no
That's not what I'm
problem
saying.
with being Pepsi.
Yeah,
There's a Coke and there's a Pepsi. Coke's number 1. Michael Jordan's Coke.
I do.
Pepsi-
I
Pepsi's
actually,
a good
I
line.
truly do believe that LeBron James' longevity is one of the main factors that works against him when comparing
Which
him
is
to MJ.
absurd.
Why is that
It-
absurd?
Because then
It's
compare
the
guys that
only
have played
stat
2
that you
years.
can give that makes him any good.
So,
Okay, you got.
so if
Well,
MJ
yeah.
would have played another X amount of years, his
But he
stats would have
couldn't.
kept. What do you mean he couldn't? Why not?
Well, then why didn't he? Because he had to take a leave off to go and play baseball.
He came back. He retired
He
at
came
30,
back
played
and won
baseball for 2
3
years, came
3 more
back.
championships.
Yeah.
So then why didn't he stay after winning 3 championships? Why not go for the 4-peat? Well, couldn't mentally handle it. That's what
You think Michael Jordan? Your actual argument is you think Michael Jordan couldn't mentally handle playing basketball. That's what you're telling me. You think that's why you think LeBron's
yeah, but you can't say
That's
that
not
without
a-
That's
without
not a strong
answering why
argument.
didn't he
Yeah.
then? Why did he go and play
I seen the
baseball?
last dance.
because you
That guy
have to
was
retire
mentally
at some
strong.
point.
He didn't. He
When
came
he
back.
chose to retire,
Because he
thought-
needed a
didn't
new
even know
challenge.
LeBron was going to exist at some point in the future. Like you have to retire at some point. It wasn't about he didn't retire based on stats. He retired because he felt ready to retire,
What are you-
and he retired on top.
Okay,
He
listen.
retired on top.
Listen,
He fucking retired in his prime.
he retired with the
Heard of Michael Schumacher? Same thing. Like you
He,
could bring.
he came back to the
Sure.
Washington Wizards as a marketing ploy. But
Yeah, wow.
Oh, marketing play. Yeah,
Schumacher.
weird.
That's a great
Um,
conversation.
So you're 32 years old.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna paint you a picture.
Can't wait. Thanks,
When-
Bob Ross.
When you were
This
12,
little tree deserves a friend.
you were 12 years old, running around the playground.
Yep.
You're now 32, sitting on a podcast talking about it.
Mhm.
When you were on the playground with your friends in grade school,
Yep.
LeBron was averaging 25 plus, 7 and 7, nightly basis dominating. He's still doing that right now while you're sitting on this couch. Do you not
Incredible.
realize
That's
how
incredible. That's
absurd that
incredible.
is?
I'm not saying that's
His
not incredible.
longevity is not in.
But I don't think his longevity in the game is what distinguishes him as the greatest basketball player over Michael Jordan. I'm not taking away from that's an incredible feat.
What is,
Absolutely, it is.
okay, then
But
I'm just
that
gonna
is.
ask some
But that's not
questions.
adding to his. I don't think that adds to him being a better basketball player or having an overall impact more on the game of basketball.
Don't talk about impact because that's not the physical playing of basketball.
Yeah.
What is Michael better than LeBron at in the game of basketball? Simple. You put him on a court. What's he better at?
Like individually.
Yes, and well, we're
In
not
winning.
talking teams.
winning championships.
Winning is not an individual thing, not in a team sport. Basketball is a team sport. Winning is based on your team. If you put Michael Jordan on, I don't know even who's bad this year.
He
but
led the
worst
league
team
in
NBA,
scoring.
He led the
That's
league
individual.
Yes, you just said
Yeah, he
he's
led the
10
league.
10-1 on scoring
10
in 10
years-
seasons, and he only
Okay,
played
so,
years in a
so
row.
are you saying he's a better scorer than LeBron?
The stats are saying. I'm not saying anything.
No. I'm going to agree with you. I just want you to say that
Yes.
he's a better scorer.
Yes.
I agree with you. So
Thank
then,
you.
what else is?
You're saying it's so weird.
No,
yeah,
well,
yeah.
Well, you're the guy
because-
that said, "Isn't basketball about putting that little round ball in the net?" And I'm saying I agree. And
Well,
I'm saying
LeBron's
that
done it
according to stats,
LeBron's done it more than
And
him.
he's saying I agree with
But
you.
LeBron's done it more than him. So you don't
because he's been in the
Because
game
he's
longer.
Been in the league for 21
So
years.
let's-
But how is that not an asset? Why is that not a compliment that you can?
No, what you should
I don't
do.
think you
No,
guys-
what
that
you got to
doesn't
do.
make you the best of all time.
You got to look at
because
what
you
you
can
did and what
stay
you have to
for
look at what
100
somebody
years.
did during their time doing it. You got to look at what they did while they were doing it, not what they did when they weren't doing it. We got to compare time played and the time in the game. So while they were in the game, Michael Jordan accomplished so much more than LeBron James. LeBron James hit different levels of statistics based on time in the game playing. But you can't say that somebody, you got to compare what they did while they were doing it.
The idea of after
So
2 decades
His
averaging 30 points a
rationale-
game in the NBA makes no sense to me. It's
your
impossible.
rationale is, do you know who Joe Flacco is?
Oh, this will be good.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, I know who-
go.
Yeah, he won
Okay.
Super Bowl
I
with
wanna
the
hear
Ravens.
this.
Yeah.
Right. So is he a better quarterback than Joe Montana?
How does that even make sense?
Because he played longer.
Because he played longer.
Does
and
he
has
have the
more
numbers to
passing
back it
yards.
up?
So what he's
And
saying,
he has more passing yards than Joe Montana because he played longer.
yes, doesn't mean he's better. You gotta take time for time. Take 10 years of Jordan and 10 years and put time to time played. You can't say if I quit selling real estate and Jason kept selling, and you say, well, Jason sold more houses next year than Mitch did. I'm like, I wasn't selling real estate. It's what did you do in your prime years versus what he was doing in his prime years.
Yeah, but that's a different conversation.
Has any-
Has
any team
I'm like,
come up
how
with
am I
the-
losing this? I'm not in the fight.
That's a different-
I retired.
Mitch, have you ever heard of the LeBron?
They're like, yeah,
rules?
but LeBron scored more than you this year. I'm like, I hope so. I wasn't playing.
Yeah.
You ever heard of the LeBron rules?
No, but
Neither.
But you've heard of the Jordan rules.
oh yeah, I heard them ones.
Yeah. He can't score if we foul the shit out of him and slam him to the ground. Right?
It's just
Going home to watch this
delusion.
again.
No, go home, type in highlights of MJ and the guys that are guarding him. They're going to talk about rules. You can hand check, but there was no help defense. When Michael would get the ball in the wing, it was one-on-one, him against his defender,
No,
going to the
it was- it
basket.
was
Sounds
three
pretty.
on
He
one.
sounds
No.
pretty amazing.
No, it was
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
Go
Hey,
watch the highlights.
He sounds really good, man.
One-on-one, going to the basket, that's it. Now LeBron gets the ball in the wing, and there's a guy here, there's a guy in the C block, there's a guy in help defense, guy coming from the side. When he drives, there's 4 guys. It's like, oh, Michael would have shot that. Fucking rights, Michael would have shot that. Guess what? And he misses. Who cares? Oh, Michael shot it. But LeBron makes the right play,
Well, he wouldn't
passes
have
the
missed.
ball to his NBA teammate, who is a better 3-point shooter than him statistically over the years, and he misses the shot, and it's LeBron's fault. You shouldn't have passed. Kobe would have shot. Yeah, Kobe's about 2 for fucking 20. Shooting the ball. Okay, I'm getting off topic.
So wait,
Well,
is
like
that-
Kobe.
Where did
are
Kobe
you-
come
I'm hearing a lot of opinions,
rest
and
his
I've just
soul.
been bringing up statistics.
Yeah.
You come across very
Who's
passionate but
MJ's?
very ill informed.
Who's MJ? Who's MJ? No, I'm good. I'm good now. I let my emotion. Who's MJ's?
No.
Who's I would say the best player he played against growing up? Larry Bird. I mean, I
Larry
think
Bird
that's-
was, well, he says right, like
Yeah.
when in his younger years, Larry Bird was a standard. Yep,
Did let's see, just to make sure.
Magic.
No. MJ versus Larry Bird. Straight up. You want
Straight up
you-
in
you-
what? Like just one-on-one?
in basketball when they played each other, regular season playoffs. What do you think
In
the
their
record
prime?
was?
Or when
No. Oh, entire career.
Like when when he was a rookie.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like they were
Like,
different eras. Like as
that's a different
MJ
era.
MJ was getting in as a rookie and Bird was out a couple years later. Like they didn't and MJ didn't hit his stride
They
until
play in the playoffs twice.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan wasn't anywhere. He didn't develop into this player he was when like are we saying both of them in
Oh,
their
so you
prime?
say like pre-Pippen. You're saying so before Pippen
Are we
got
talking
there.
1-on-1 or are we talking team versus team?
No,
Are we talking both in their
versus-
prime?
Team versus team when he got swept twice.
Team versus team when he got swept twice. Who? MJ?
MJ got swept twice by Larry Bird.
Boston.
He's never
And,
he's
and
never
Larry Bird
beat
at that
in
point was
Chicago.
a better player. Larry
Well,
Bird
yeah,
at that
Pippen had
time
to come to town. So does that play a factor too? Here, okay, listen.
he hadn't matured into the player he was going to be at that point.
I don't know
No.
why I'm getting so.
Bent out of shape.
Let's talk about one thing.
I don't know either
The
because you picked the wrong side of a winning battle.
no, it's a battle that will never be settled, which
It
I'm
will be
because
totally fine with.
when Jordan joined the Bulls, they weren't playoff worthy. He joined the Bulls, then they go to the playoffs, and yes, they got swept.
Okay,
But
you
it
said
was
earlier.
the first year making the playoffs.
We talked about statistics. Now we're
So-
talking. Let's do.
No,
let's-
I love Joe's point. Can I make a point now?
absolutely.
So, Joe, that's a great point that you just made. Now, let me pull up the stats because so before Jordan got there, the Bulls sucked. Jordan got there, they made the round. You
Okay,
brought up a good
bring
point. So, you want to talk about the when they're gone. So, let's talk about the 4 times. So, the 4 teams LeBron's, well, 3 times technically, but Cavs, the 4 stints. 2010, when LeBron left Cleveland the first time to go to Miami. That last year in Cleveland, 61-21 the Cavs. Next year, when he left and was
Did
in
they win?
Miami,
Yeah, but did they win, man? I love these stats. where
it's
nobody-
individual impact.
Okay, keep going.
So you go from 61-21 to 19-63. Do you not understand 42 game difference
Huge.
because one guy leaves?
Yeah, because he's really, really good. He's such a great player. I'm not saying he's not a great player. I'm saying
Well-
he's not the greest basketball player to ever play in the NBA.
But then why when
These are great
but
statistics.
why
for him.
when Michael and the Bulls go 56-26 and then the next year when he leaves for baseball, those same Bulls led by Scotty and the boys
Because he created
go
an atmosphere
55.
of teamwork that's remained when
so-
he left.
and
Because
they
he
had a
got
good
people,
coach.
he was able to get people to work together because he understood that the game was bigger than himself and that he was also that
Exactly.
the
And that
impact
was
he
the
had was
Phil.
still there when he wasn't even there.
That was
and these
the
people-
coach, Phil.
So you're
So
telling me
he
the
created
Bulls
an atmosphere of teamwork that was unrivaled in the NBA. And when he stepped aside, those guys still knew their objective, their job, and they still worked together as a team based on what Michael Jordan brought to the table.
because they would go into timeouts that year he was gone and say, "What would Mike do?"
You don't think that he still had an impact even when he wasn't there when they were playing? No, absolutely that came into the equation.
Did they make playoffs that year? Oh yeah, Western Conference Finals.
So weird. That's so weird.
That's because MJ left, but his aura was still there.
No, his team was still there. His team.
Regardless.
What you're saying? His
Did
great
they
team?
win?
So if his
Did
aura's
they
still there,
win?
And then they didn't
Because
win.
they didn't have his leadership.
They
Okay,
still did really
I
good.
need to
and then
know.
didn't
I
win.
need to know this
Then he
question.
came back and they won. Like,
I need to
it's
know.
not-
I need to know the answer to this, and I really hope you guys answer with some common sense. Is losing if you
Who cheers for the losers besides Detroit Lions and Toronto Maple Leafs fans?
oh,
And I love the Lions, and I've always had.
yeah, they're doing. They're 8-2 or 7-2.
7-2.
right now.
There's only
Yeah.
one
Yeah.
team with 8 wins. Okay.
And
Philadelphia
I'm drinking
Eagles,
the
we're not
blue
gonna get
Kool Aid right now.
You
Yeah,
haven't. You
but-
haven't been drinking the blue Kool-Aid. We're changing this up.
Every year you drink the blue Kool
I
Aid.
always drink it.
And then they just
Always drink it. You got to
But-
bleed blue.
I mean, outside of Kansas
And,
City, they haven't
and I
beat anyone, but
swayed.
Okay.
I swayed. You know, I was a giant Tom Brady fan. So then I started cheering for New England. And then I cheered for Tampa. But I still, in my heart of hearts, love the Lions, right?
Oh, so you just go to the greatest players of all time and just follow them.
Yeah,
Right?
you just
See what
when
I'm
they're
saying?
good, you just.
You're
keep
probably a
going.
Roger Federer fan too, Until Djokovic came around.
I'm still a Roger Federer fan.
Well, he's probably better than Djokovic too.
Stat wise, Djokovic is
Stat
keep
wise,
reading your,
talent
keep
wise.
reading your
my brother
stats
right
that
there.
prove
No,
that
no,
Michael
I've
Jordan's a better
watched.
basketball player.
No, we're not talking Lions because
It really helped me out here. He's like, and another thing. He's like, when Michael Jordan left, they lost, and then when he came back, they won. So take that. Wait, shit. Wait. Hold on. Cut that. I
Okay.
didn't mean,
Yeah.
There's one thing non-negotiable.
Cut. Hey, right here. We're
I
gonna
didn't
cut
mean
you.
that. I didn't mean to read that one.
The greatest championship in NBA history was 2016. That's hands down.
Michael Jordan didn't play basketball in 2016, for the record, Your Honor. Let it be known to everyone in the room that Michael Jordan was
who's
not
gonna
in
come
the
back?
Who's
NBA.
2016? Is that when LeBron went to Cleveland?
So LeBron was in
That's when
Cleveland,
they were
Philly.
down.
Philly, I'm glad you
They won
asked.
3 in a row.
Philly, I'm glad you
Oh. It
asked.
was amazing.
Well, no,
It was
let's
amazing.
add some context. Well, let's add some
You know what
context.
the worst lead in
So,
basketball history is?
72 and 10. Philly, I just want to give you a quick context. Let me go here. The greatest record in the regular season was the Chicago Bulls, 72 and 10.
Which team was that?
The Chicago Bulls,
Was-
Michael Jordan.
Oh, that okay.
That's Michael Jordan
Sorry,
Bulls, 72 and 10.
72.
Write that down
Let's put
because
that down.
no, you're gonna want to note that down for the next thing that's
Okay.
coming.
No, I just it's good. It's good
So
stuff.
the 2016 Golden State Warriors beat Michael Jordan's Bulls record, and they went 73 and 9
Against
in
who?
the playoffs.
That's very
The
important.
regular
Who,
season.
no, but who against who? Like what was the overall look of the league at the time?
The Golden State Warriors played a lot better teams than Michael's Bulls did.
Oh, is that what you
Honestly,
think? And that's to be argued.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're a winning team, like the most it doesn't mean anything until like if you
Playoffs are everything, right? So,
yeah, if you break
Go say-
records in the regular season, like the Tampa Bay Lightning, the
Yeah.
1 year before they
Out in the
got
first round?
swept
Yeah.
in
Wait,
the first
you're
round.
a Leafs fan, aren't you?
but Lightning
And
was
you want to bring
they
up
were
Tampa
they were the best
Okay, well,
regular
no.
team.
Yeah, they were the
I'll
best.
change them. I'll
Hey,
change
that was
all-
crazy.
all
That was
change
that was
MJ
like-
LeBron to talk about the
no one,
Leafs
no
right
one would
now.
have ever predicted a sweep, right? But I like what
Oh,
I'm trying
against the
to
Blue Jackets.
what I'm trying to get at is that like it doesn't matter your accolades in this regular season. It just happens when who gets the ring at the end of the year, right? But
Michael.
Overall, Michael, but is that what we're going on? Because then Bill Russell's the GOAT. Actually, I agree. Let's agree. Bill Russell's the GOAT.
No, what you're going to do is an efficiency rating. So we're going to take all the heat statistics, and it wasn't who's the best, Russell, MJ, and LeBron. It was who's the best between LeBron and MJ, sir. So please stay on track. And
So
to answer your questions, Lyndon, Michael Jordan.
There's two sides of the ball, offense and defense. LeBron has never won a defensive.
add context, because
Player
there's
of the year.
context being added everywhere else.
Because
While he
Michael
was
has
playing
won
basketball.
could've
Offensive
won it.
player of the year and defensive player of the year in the same year. So he was obviously the best player on the court.
Yeah, he was good.
End of story.
He was pretty good.
And I don't think you realize that year that I'm talking about, it was the year that LeBron won the
Okay,
MVP.
even if we give that asterisk to LeBron, he's got one. Jordan's got two.
It doesn't matter. He's got the greatest season ever known to man. That year would have been he won the
So an
NBA
entire
championship.
career is defined by one season, is what you're saying?
Well, that's
What about the other ones? He played 20 of them.
21. He's on
21, yeah.
20.
I'm just trying to understand your context that you're talking about.
Do you even know? So the LeBron Defensive Player of the Year comment, he should have won Defensive Player of the Year, and they instead
I
gave
used to
it.
be 175 pounds. So I'm not anymore. I got to be honest with myself. I gotta walk
should've
around
had
and
it
say,
6
I don't walk around and people say how much you weigh. I go, I used to be 175 pounds.
And when Andy
Yeah,
Elliott
10 years ago.
when
yeah.
Andy Elliott
Look at
talking
What
to
about
you,
the other
you say,
232
Andy, I
years
should have
ago?"
had a six pack.
Oh, I used to be at 175. It was a really good year for me.
it was my
my
best
best
year.
being outnumbered stuff.
Yeah, sorry, Dill. I thought I was gonna back you up on this, but
Well,
I just heard this great.
you
new
called
thing
Joe
about
annoying earlier. Now you got to jump on his side.
Oh yeah, of course I gotta
Wait,
suck his.
The
teeth a
best
little
part
bit.
is Michael never wore LeBron's number. LeBron wore Michael's number.
Blasphemy.
No, I forgot.
So he wants to.
Yeah.
LeBron wants to be Jordan. He wants to be the
Sure
GOAT.
sounds
He's
like it.
trying. He calls himself king. Well, whatever.
Oh yeah, Jordan called
No.
himself king. Oh, King Gambler, maybe. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
Wow.
Social media era, maybe.
Wow,
something
okay,
like that.
stat
this will
guy.
be
oh,
good.
stat-
Oh, Lyndon's
stat
coming in with
checks,
a stat.
checks.
Bet
Stat guy-
Joe. Let's
Oh
hear it.
no. Stat guy Lyndon here.
Oh.
James has been the better playmaker with 106 career regular season triple doubles
Well, no
to
shit.
Jordan's 28.
Yeah, because he played 40% more games in the NBA.
exactly.
It's just that's a stat that actually works against him.
Hey, actually,
Okay, no, it
sorry,
actually
Dill.
doesn't. When a guy averages 27, 7, and 7 versus a guy that averages, what, I don't know, 36 and 5. Like, no, LeBron's a way better passer. LeBron is a top
Wait,
2
yes, but you
passer
think
in the
LeBron
NBA
had
history.
more all-stars to pass the ball to.
Do you think Michael Jordan,
Michael
in his
Jordan
prime
had
playing
one.
today would have more of an average points per game than LeBron? If Michael Jordan was playing today at his prime, do you think he would average more points per game than LeBron? A lot of the experts
Can
say
I
he would
say
average
two
40. A lot of people say he would average 40 points a game.
Yeah, they're also idiots because I would say
Oh,
the same thing about LeBron playing in that era.
Well, okay, look,
Because
have to
guys
talk
couldn't
about it.
play. No, would Jordan still be dominant in this era? 100%. Anyone that says no is
Would
just
he
an
average
idiot.
more points, do you think, than LeBron?
than he did back then?
No, today. If you brought him today, you pulled him out of the past in his prime and you dropped him in today,
in his prime.
Would he average more if
More
they
than
were
LeBron?
both in their
If he's
prime playing today?
scoring-
Would he score more than LeBron?
Yes.
30,
Yes.
40 points
But
a
that-
game getting fouled.
You're not helping yourself. You
When
just
he
said
doesn't
Yes, I
get
am, because you
fouled
guys
in
don't realize
today's
that we're not
modern
talking about
soft
who's a better
game.
scorer. We're not talking about who's a better scorer. Because then if we're having that conversation, in my personal opinion,
So we're not,
and it's not going to be good. And I personally think the greatest guy I've ever seen score the basketball is Kevin Durant, just because it's an
I'm glad
anomaly.
you brought up Kevin
Then let's hear
Durant.
it, because
No
he's
way,
a
you got stats
7-foot
on
guy
Kevin
that shoots
Durant?
at
You came here
40%
with
and is a
Kevin
freak.
Durant
Yeah, he
stats.
gets injured.
What
But
the hell?
this guy,
This is
he's got issues.
amazing
He's got
because
issues.
you know what?
What
Let's-
do you, we briefed you on LeBron and Jordan. You have
Pull up
Kevin
this.
Durant.
He's
No?
like, speaking of Michael Jordan,
Let's
you ever heard-
put LeBron and Kevin Durant together. Oh, we got to put both of them together to get the same amount of championships. We got to put them both together to get the same amount of MVPs.
stupid numbers and stats.
We got to
Yeah,
put them
stupid.
together. Oh,
Have
we
you ever heard
can't
of the
put 'em
player
together for
efficiency?
defensive player of the year because neither those
Wait,
two
wait,
have
put
gone in.
LeBron and Steph together then.
So
You want to talk
well,
ridiculous?
you just brought up Kevin Durant, so
As
so
a
weird that
scoring
that was
locked
title
and loaded
scorer.
on its phone.
well, let's put in scoring titles.
He's like, whoa, what is it?
10
Super
2
zoomed in.
5 combined 5.
KD won 4. That's good. And in an NBA
You
where
know?
guys can actually score, because back in MJ's day, everyone, I mean,
Yeah,
call
because
a
they
spade a
got
spade,
fouled
couldn't
and it
score.
was hard to score in MJ's.
yeah,
but
you
now
know what?
you can
I'm sure
Pull
LeBron's
up and
like,
shoot.
LeBron's probably sitting there.
Look
and
at- look
he's like, I'm so glad I didn't have to play against Bill Laimbeer because he would have slowed me right down.
He would
I
have
probably
knocked
would
you
never
the-
play basketball.
He would have knocked
He
him
would have
the
got
fuck
in the
out is
way.
What would have happened,
He would have.
right?
6'9", 260.
And then LeBron, who,
Bill
you know,
Laimbeer.
Hasn't played.
Let's
full
call a
season
spade a spade.
But once.
LeBron, what is that a stat? That's not a stat.
How many times has LeBron played a full up season without taking, his sick days, his hurt days? His
Yeah, that's
Pamper
a whole
powder my
nother
nose
conversation
days.
because that's egregious that they even do
So-
that in the first place, right? Because little kids want to come watch their favorite stars play, and then they're taking a personal day.
LeBron
But
got to talk about, because
That is
LeBron has
crazy.
came out and said that if he
Michael Jordan missed a
physically can
game
play a basketball game, he will play a basketball game.
when he
Good.
breaks-
No,
So
that's all-
you
that's
also got to
awesome.
realize too, in today's day and age, technology, doctors are so much better that back in the day you could be like, oh no, my foot's fine. If a doctor on the team says no, you have a chance to seriously mess up your foot,
I agree with
you're
that.
not playing.
Because they're insured. Like there's a lot of money
Yes,
invested in that player.
100%.
I get what you're saying.
yeah, the new teams now they
the
have
whole
like,
the rest, that's a joke.
These guys
Well,
are under contract. They're telling you you're not playing. half the time.
Exactly.
But, like-
I'm paying you $40 million a year. If I think you got a chance to injure this, if
Yeah,
you play in
no
the next
way.
week, you're not playing
We own your
basketball.
ass.
it's
Yeah.
actually kind of cool what they have now. They have like the baseline testing, right? So they test you like whatever skills wise. I'm not too sure how they test you, but then if you veer off the path when they test you, a little bit later, they'll actually make you sit 1 or 2 games because your numbers are not close to your baseline where it was at, right? So
Yeah, so they have what you're supposed to be, and then if you're,
But then-
you're
but then these guys just taking the day off just for a personal day, that's egregious. Like I said, little kids want to come watch you play as
I agree.
they're heroes, and
Yep.
you're not there. So screw those
Yeah,
guys.
Michael Jordan did not do that kind of
No,
stuff.
Michael Jordan battled through it. Oh my
He
god.
didn't do that kind of stuff. It was
well, no,
for the record.
because he was too busy at the casino.
No, because his feet were bleeding, but he was still scoring baskets, winning
Well, yeah, 'cause
championships.
he had Scotty
getting
And he had a
MVP.
broken foot. Remember, he had a broken foot.
Well, we're not
Broken-
gonna mention the
broken
game, but
foot.
he was so sick.
Didn't
See,
LeBron
now
have
you're making me go to a place I don't like. MJ is so goddamn good. They're top 2. I don't care if you got MJ 1. I don't actually
And,
care.
and that's
But
what I
for the
said. It's no
sake of-
problem being Pepsi. Why are you getting all upset? LeBron's Pepsi. End of story.
LeBron's pretty good, man.
And if Pepsi
You know what?
stays around for another 100 years,
You know what? He's a hell of a player.
When you talk sign of experience, it's Jay. Jay is the number 1 guy. He's the best.
Going
You're
personal
pretty
now,
good.
eh? Nice.
Oh wow.
As he sits on the couch with Joe Bondy.
yeah.
Well, if you're gonna tell me that I'm not as
Wow.
good as Joe Bondy, I'm not gonna say that you're incorrect.
God bless you.
Not yet.
Let it happen.
But you know what?
rip into him a little.
If you
You're my
want to
favorite.
Okay,
surpass,
we haven't
I'm
talked
all
about this
for
at
it.
all. Do you
It's all
think
good.
that impact on the game has anything to do with them being the greatest of all time?
Yes. So
Yeah.
okay. Well, obviously Jordan.
Okay, so that
100%.
again though, that is my
But that's a
He's
different.
still playing.
That's a different.
Fair. He's still playing.
yeah.
That's a yeah.
But-
That's a
So let's
different.
assume
But
he's
whose gameplay has revolutionized the game, changed the game, created total branding?
Yes.
Like if he wasn't the greatest of all time, would football be players be wearing?
You
his
know how the saying
uniforms
goes, be
with,
like LeBron.
you know,
Wait, no, I got that wrong. How does it go? Be
like
LeBron.
Mike.
Be like Mike.
Be like Mike. Be like Mike for the
Be like
Wow
Wow
Wow.
Wow taught us that.
You know, everybody knows the Gatorade commercial.
What the
I
hell is
want
that?
to be like Mike, right?
But
I
again-
don't
but
recall.
Okay,
hearing,
and
I
then
wanna
we
be
want
like
to keep
LeBron.
going with it. Who made a better Space Jam?
That's hurting your point, in
Yes.
my opinion.
You thought LeBron's Space Jam was better than Michael
No,
Jordan's
no.
Space Jam?
Who said that? I didn't say that. You give me a little Adam Devine look right there.
That was one still in my top 10 favorite movies of all time.
Oh,
Space Jam.
Space Jam was all
Nostalgic.
time.
Very nostalgic.
I-
First Space
True
Jam.
story. True story. I put on the LeBron one and I shut it off 20 minutes in. I said I felt bad even watching it.
No.
Yeah, I didn't finish it. I swear to God.
I can say
it's
that
like-
though, as a LeBron guy, because that MJ one was so iconic that
fixing a divot.
you can't replicate.
Oh, God, that
Stay-
movie. Need a publicist? I can make it big.
when Bill Murray comes out.
Yeah.
Oh, it's such a good movie.
That's such a good movie.
But again, that's part of and again,
But let me hear it.
The
LeBron's
MJ
didn't have
side-
a good supporting cast.
no,
The Looney
shut
Tunes weren't
up.
as good.
Shut up. You know what? Bugs was a little bit of a letdown.
Yeah.
It's with-
Bugs didn't
Funny
show
how
up.
You were a little bit off that.
Funny off the ball.
Hey, MJ got Bugs in his prime.
He had
Hey,
a
LeBron
cure
got-
in the wrong place. I'm just saying.
Bugs didn't
But
show up.
that to me, and I've told Joe this, is when you talk LeBron, MJ, regardless of whether you want to believe it, MJ's side were always in the back of their mind. You bring in the brand, you bring in little things like Space Jam.
And the little things like statistics, I hate that.
Well,
Player
yeah,
efficiency.
but
The
statistics
fact
don't help
that his winning percentage is better. That's
Yeah,
not-
all the MJ.
It is.
Without
They bring in
Pippen.
all these crazy numbers.
Why
and
are you
all
going to say
these
without
facts.
Pippen?
because he never
You
won
had
anything without Pippen.
love
LeBron
to
had
stand behind
15
that stuff.
All-Stars.
And
He
with-
had one.
Ooh.
Stupid MJ.
With
fans.
15 All-Stars
Okay,
versus
but
one.
without an
There's
all-star, without an
statistics.
all-star on their team,
That's proven it.
Yeah,
without an all-star on their team, well, you're gonna want to hear this. Without an all-star on their team, because both have had playoff games like that, LeBron's winning percentage in the playoffs, 51%, without an all-star. So whether they're hurt, just not on the team, early days in Cleveland, anything. MJ, 18%. Why are you so confused?
because LeBron's. You're talking about championship wins right now?
No, I'm talking.
I was talking about win
I'm
percentage.
talking about
without
winning a
an
game
all-star.
without
Are
another
you talking
all-star.
about win percentages without a championship? Like that fucking matters?
No, without an all-star, meaning you had no help. Can you elevate your team?
Michael Jordan had to play better teams in the playoffs to win.
Pardon me.
Yeah, he did. Oh, that's true
Yeah,
stat.
Oh
that's
my
a true
God.
stat.
No, that's true stat. How many?
100%.
If
Oh,
you
yeah.
try to name me one team that is even close to the Golden
Michael
State
Jordan-
Warriors with Kevin Durant, then
In the
I
playoff,
literally will.
The Bulls played more teams in the
But that was
playoffs that had
50
50 to
to
60 to
60 wins.
60 plus wins. Yeah, that's like a
That-
known.
that's
I
a
That's one of the main
fact.
I
stats
don't
people love to
care
bring
about
up.
that. Then tell me what team was better than the Golden State Warriors
But,
that
the-
LeBron
but
played.
they were in the
That's-
finals.
Yeah, like
Like the teams leading
That's who LeBron lost to. LeBron didn't lose to. Oh, you're talking about the teams
what
that
did
MJ
he
lost
lost?
up.
You're talking about the teams that
Are
LeBron.
we
Yeah,
arguing about a loser?
the bad boy Pistons and the Celtics. Yeah, obviously they were unbelievable teams, and they were beating Jordan and going back and forth. But we're talking about, okay, LeBron beat all the teams he should beat. He didn't play great competition in the Eastern Conference. Okay, that's why he beat them, and he went to the finals. And every team he played, outside of the Mavericks, which were like the biggest black mark on a superstar, he
that the
came
year
up
they won?
short. 2011, they lost.
No, when the Mavs won
The Mavs beat
with Nowinski,
beat Miami. Dirk and
yeah,
Dirk,
yeah.
Jason Terry,
Yeah.
though JJ Barea.
Yeah.
That was an abomination. And then ever since that point, he went on a run that is unprecedented. Went 8 straight finals. Was the best player
How
in
many wins?
every single.
Yeah, he did really good for
Three.
himself in the times that he played. It's wonderful.
Yeah, but
He
you
doesn't have
guys
the
are
stats
also
that Michael
you guys,
Jordan has.
You
Like,
guys also.
I can
have
start saying like Michael Jordan when he played this,
No,
and then
you
they
have an
won, and
issue.
they like.
Here's the issue.
Yeah,
Losing
LeBron
in-
James is a phenomenal basketball player. He's done a really good job for
No,
himself in the time
listen,
that he's played.
I need to change this narrative because you guys have the issue, and everyone watching, if you have this issue, losing in the championship game of any sport, whether it's the Super Bowl, or the NBA Finals, is not the same as not making the playoffs. Is not the same as losing in the first round. If you make the Super Bowl and lose, you had a better season than somebody that didn't make the playoffs. So if saying, "Oh,
Fair, okay.
we both lost,"
But wins
okay,
matter.
as a fan, what do you want to do?
Going to the end.
Winning it all is obviously the goal.
So
It's
okay,
the pinnacle.
well then let's compare the pinnacle.
Yeah, but that's
Michael
a team
Jordan
sport,
wins.
though. That's a team sport.
Michael
still
Jordan
need
has
a
more
leader.
Did
Leader
Michael
to
Jordan
lead that
did
team.
Michael Jordan win the NBA championship, or did the Chicago Bulls are they
Team,
the
which he was
NBA
part of.
champions?
Man, the key stats: championships, MVPs, final MVPs, scoring titles, all defense titles, steals title. Michael Jordan wins them all. Those are the main stats in basketball that people
And then
care about.
every other stat.
No, turnovers. LeBron wins that one.
Oh, I don't even have that because nobody gives a fuck about that stat.
Well, that's a stat that gives points to the other team, which causes his 10
Okay,
final
listen.
losses. Just saying, but that's okay.
All the
we won't
major
talk
key
about that.
factors when people are
All
like,
I know,
I know that's me being annoying.
all I
maybe.
know, all I know from this conversation is that we got 3 guys sitting on this couch that all agree
And Michael's the
MJ's
best.
number 1, baby. Come on.
whoa,
MJ's number 1. Come on.
Wow.
Did you convince him? Like, is this?
He
I think-
conceded the debate.
So now to end
But you know what? In 10 years from now, with more longevity, if LeBron's still there, no, MJ will still be number 1.
We'll end the podcast on a good note.
No, yeah, exactly. We
And
got
in 10 years from now, people will still be
football.
wearing
You watching
Jordans.
football?
Honestly, I haven't been following football. Not close enough.
That's fine.
Big Lions fan myself. Thank you for asking.
They're doing
Joe?
great, eh?
Yeah,
What a
they're-
season
Hey,
they're having.
Are they going to go to the NFC Championship?
Yep, they're gonna play Philly,
I don't
They're having
know.
a hell
and we're all going. Super Mortgage team's going.
Oh, if that's.
I already said I'm going. If the Lions play Philly, whether it's here or Philly, I'm going.
Okay, yeah, I'm in. It'll probably be in Philly because Philly will have home field advantage.
I don't know, man.
You
It's
said it's
tight
not
right
me.
now.
I don't know. Jalen Hurts
Actually,
is,
No,
Jalen Hurts
home
is-
field
is
advantage.
not. He's
They're 1 and 2 right now.
but
the Lions schedule is a joke. Philly's
Hurts
got a
is
hard
not
one.
100%.
No,
so
he's
that's
hurt,
the big.
but the bye week helped.
Think so? Did you talk to Hurts
Big
himself?
time. Yeah, Hurts. He called me the other night. He's like, James, I'm doing okay.
Okay. James, I'm okay
I'm
today.
doing okay, but I mean, I got so many friends that are Lions fans, and it actually
Who's your
is
team?
great. Philadelphia. So they lost in the Super Bowl last year, so I'm just classic.
Yeah.
Make it to the end and lose.
Let's talk
Um,
about Pinnacle with Philly.
We
They
made
had
it
a
to the
really
Pinnacle.
good season, though.
Yeah,
Yeah, but-
Jalen Hurts a player efficiency.
No, they got screwed, but I'm not going to even talk about that.
That's true.
Jalen Hurts is a stud.
Hell yeah.
He also has X factors that people.
My
Oh,
God.
he's not the best.
AJ Brown,
No, but-
DeAndre Swift. He's got all these guys.
Wait, you're talking
Swift,
about
the
X Lion,
ex-Lion?
but the X Lion that nobody on the Lions wanted because he's hurt all the
he
time.
was
I
hurt
don't-
all the time. He really was.
Oh, he's
Oh,
healthy.
man, I don't
He's healthy.
understand.
He's
I don't
healthy in
understand
the
why they
brother
got
in the
rid of
city of brotherly love.
But I mean, Montgomery's doing great. Gibbs is doing unreal too.
Gibbs
Gibbs is a stud. I've been saying that since week
stud.
1.
He's
It's about time they
ridiculous.
finally let him go.
Yeah.
Because they were calling him the first little bit. I get it. Then he got the injury, whatever. Montgomery, I mean, calling him a stud is absolutely outrageous. I think
I still
it's
think
more
he's-
of a disservice to
Well,
the Lions' offensive line is extremely good.
I didn't say they were bad.
No, I'm just saying Montgomery. In
Yeah,
Chicago, he's good.
Yeah.
He's good.
Montgomery is a workhorse. That's what he is, right? So Gibbs unreal too.
Amon St. Brown or
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra, sorry.
I would
call him a stud.
You know what? I wish we could clip this here, but if Dan Campbell ever asked me to run through a wall, I will. I will for you, buddy. Hey, please recruit
You guys need
me.
to wrap it up.
Yeah. Well, so we're ending the podcast on a great note here.
Oh,
You know, we
Yeah.
got
Lions
now-
are the best.
Lions are the
Philly's
best.
number 2. NFC
MJ,
Championship, we be there.
MJ's number 1.
MJ's 1.
There you go.
Silver Mortgage
LeBron's-
team's going. We might bring Mitch along just for
Oh, he's coming.
just because.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And Pete's coming.
Oh, yeah. Ring Pete.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to now.
First ever group to go to an NFC Championship game in full suit tie.
How sweet would that be, though?
We'd be on the camera. We'd be on the big screen.
Oh, yeah. We should.
Pete's gonna outfit
I'm
him.
Pete,
I
so
love
in
it.
now.
Pete be on,
Like, you
Pete be
guys-
on there fixing our ties.
Yeah, look at you guys.
I wonder how much tickets would be.
Actually, that's an X factor
That'd be
too. When we
so in.
for my brother's wedding, he went to Pete's.
Mhm.
I'm circling back here.
Yeah,
that
last
real
note
good,
here, right?
So go to Pete's, and so simple as when all the guys got together in the morning or slept over, whatever, got together in the morning, and Pete
Comes there.
he comes out,
Yeah, that's
make
amazing.
sure you look dialed in.
He did with my wedding party, too. He comes right to the house wherever you're getting ready.
Oh,
to make sure
100%.
everybody's looking great.
This
I
is
didn't
his
know that.
brand, though, right?
It's his brand.
It's
Yeah,
his
like we
brand,
got our
and if
whole.
you
I got
don't
my
look
tux.
good and
Like
the
I got my
pictures don't
custom
look good,
wedding tux from
He
Pete.
doesn't want people to say, "Where'd you get your
And all my
shitty
groomsmen
looking
did
outfit?"
in the morning. We're
Right.
getting ready. He
So-
comes there. He does
It
everyone's
goes both
tie.
ways,
Tries to
right?
make
Yeah.
sure you look good.
But he still
He
doesn't have to do
snips
that
any
when he
like
does.
little loose threads. Like it's incredible.
Sweet.
Oh, he's got his little scissors in his pocket. Oh, wait a minute.
Solely because you brought that up. So the last
Yeah.
jacket I bought from him, I'm not going to say the price, but whatever it was, I said to Pete, it's
big
a
deal.
nice little threaded jacket or blazer, and I said, Pete, how easily do these thread? Because there was one that was sticking out, and he comes up and he pulls the scissors out and he goes, James, all you got to do is
His little Swiss Army
before
knife with
he
the
cut
scissors in it.
before he cut it, he pulls it back. Swear to God, just like this. He pulls it back. He goes, James, all you got to do is cut it. But for you today, half off. Go ahead. That shouldn't happen. Half off.
Wow.
Do you think I bought it? Damn right I did.
You're like, I don't want it.
Yeah.
I left with 6 more shirts
Yeah.
and two
Yeah, he
pants.
knew what he was doing.
These two are gonna start pulling threads out now on their jackets. Oh, we don't need
Yeah.
it.
Mitch goes,
When
why is
I'll
this
find
thing
your
got
old
an arm
jacket,
on
I'm
it?
just gonna cut the arm off and say, fell off. I don't.
Okay.
All right.
All right, yeah,
That's
we
good.
gotta cut
Hey,
it. We gotta shut it down.
We wanted to
It's
say
magic, guys.
thank you guys for coming out and doing this first podcast with us. This is
Yeah,
amazing. I
absolutely.
mean,
Great job, guys.
you know, it was a lot getting it all set up and, you know, talking with you guys. It was so much fun. So appreciate
Great job,
everything, guys.
Appreciate
eh?
you guys.
Yeah. And
It was
yeah,
fun.
you know, if you want to shout out your brokerage, and then Joe, if you want to
Shout out Jay,
Yeah,
keeping the Son of Experience team together.
Yeah, absolutely. The Sign of Experience real estate team. Anybody's looking to buy a house, Windsor, Essex County, Sign of Experience team is the team to go to.
And the Super Mortgage team will be more than happy to finance that house for you. And for anybody out there, Super Mortgage Mingle, November 30th at Salute Cafe in LaSalle.
See you there.
Okay, guys. Thank you
See ya.
again.
Thank you.
And
Thank
thanks,
you,
guys, for
and we
listening.
will see you on the next one.
Yeah, not bashing.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.